Rocco Ram. That's right on time. It's Drake. I need to pause putting the work in. Yeah, man, dude. 24/7. I'm honestly doing like at least like 3-4 hours of streams a day now, plus other content. Like this is going to be successful. We're just figuring this out. But anyway, does anyone have any questions? Anything to kick it off? Is there anything interesting that you guys can like throw my way? Say something that's interesting to me. Um, my wife just came here. She wants to sit in and watch the live. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Esperamos por personas mi pregunta una pregunta.
Tienen una negra brasileña. Y pasamos el sábado.
Esta sábado?
Allá.
I think the only country sucks to visit is Poland. I think you're Indian and you're upset at what I've said about India, and you know that I'm Polish, and so you're trying to insult Poland because you think that it's going to insult me the way that like you are insulted by me, said that India sucks. But here's the thing you don't understand, like Silver, is if you decide to if you tell me I never want to move to Poland, I never want to visit Poland, like that would be amazing for me. I'll be so happy if you said that. Like I don't want you in Poland. That's like the big difference is that like people from India do this whole thing of like, you know, oh, we have to live in your country. And if we say, no, actually we prefer not to, you're like, oh well, I guess we don't want to live in your country. It's just like, thanks. Don't threaten me with a good time, bro. Boys trip, don't want to die, but not a level 1 traveler. Yeah, dude. I mean, if you like, here's the thing: people don't want to, and like, people are like, "Oh, I don't want to be like a level 1 traveler. I don't want to go to a level 1 travel place." It's fine, bro. Like, you know, it's all right. Go to a level 1 travel location. You'll still have a good time. Baby, ¿quieres usar mi audífonos? Está en otro cuarto. Oh, okay, so it's an Italian who's mad at me about this. Well, like, dude, it's not my fault that you guys allowed Rome to turn to Senegal. Like, Rome has been Roman for more than 2,000 years, and you guys, allowed it to turn into Senegal. That's not my fault. Like I'm not the bad guy for saying I don't want to visit Senegal. That doesn't make me the bad guy. If you decide to turn Rome into Senegal, not me. Brother, I'm ethnically Indian. I'll never visit that dump again. 100%, dude. And here's one thing. Like, I have a lot of Indians. I keep on saying this. I have a lot of people of Indian a lot of Indians on my lives accusing me of racism towards Indians. I have no problem with Indians whatsoever. Like, Indians who come to America and are like, I'm American, and I don't want to change America into something else. I want to do my best to assimilate into the culture. I love that. You know what I mean? Would you recommend a young guy travel to Latin America for fun experiences? Dude, that's literally the purpose of my channel. The purpose of my channel is recommending young men to travel to Latin America. You bring your Polish mentality to the United States? No, dude. When I was growing up in Poland, both of my parents were Polish immigrants, and like people were speaking Polish at home. My dad used to say, "We left Poland so we wouldn't speak Polish anymore. We're Americans now." And so that's the reason why I get so mad when other people don't assimilate, is because I assimilated. I have to go to my company's idiot office once you absolutely hate it. Bro, I'm going to Rio. Please don't tell me you're going to Rio for Carnival, though. Parli Italiana? No. Your Spanish is so funny. That's such a lazy insult that people make. Planning on going to Latin America for the first time in September. Where shall I go? If it's your first time going to Latin America, I think you should go to Rio de Janeiro. That's always been my advocacy, and I'll always advocate for Rio de Janeiro being the first place that people go to. Like, like people watch one statement I have about Rio and assume and extrapolate out a lot of other things, right? So when I tell you you shouldn't settle down and move to Rio de Janeiro, right? That doesn't mean that I don't think Rio de Janeiro is a good place to go to. I just don't think that that's a good place to go find your wife, right? That being said, I think Rio de Janeiro, I think there are four cities that every human being needs to visit at least one time in their life. And those are Rio de Janeiro, New York City, Paris, and Tokyo. So if you're going to South America for the first time, I think Rio de Janeiro is an amazing, amazing first place to go to. Kind of experienced traveler too, bro. Like I'm a very experienced traveler, and I still go to tier one locations. Like I went to Thailand with my wife. You know what I mean? That's a tier one, very easy location. You know what I mean? You know you're a racist at AF. Um, Silver. I don't think you're actually Italian. I think you're like Bengali or something. Brother Paulie, I've never been to south of LA. What's the top three locations hit with the boys? Dude, if you're hitting places with the boys, then like don't overthink it. Go to Jaco, Costa Rica, go to Cartagena, Colombia. By the way, go to my group trip in Cartagena, Colombia. Those are kind of the two first places. Anyway, let me go to Bangalore on Monday. Super excited. Okay, bro. How did you get a job? So I had closing sales experience beforehand, which made it easier. If you don't have sales experience, what I recommend to do, and no one wants to do this, but what I recommend people do is sign up for a sales closing course. It's going to cost you like $7,000, but they're going to put you in touch with people and place you in your first job. What's wrong with Carnival? I don't feel like doing a whole Carnival rant right now, but like basically, no locals are there for Carnival. You know what I mean? I speak three languages. We have a per country green card. Look what happened to a simulation in Canada. Yeah, I don't really know Mexico good enough to be honest. I've seen Rio and Rio too. I don't think I need to go visit. Okay. I think you should go vertical camera for your lives, bro. What do people think about that? Do people prefer vertical or do people prefer horizontal? I've heard a lot of people say they prefer horizontal. You can come online to spread hate, bro. That is hate crime. Well, here's the thing, man. In America, we don't have hate crimes. There's no hate speech in America. You can say what you want, and I'm not hateful at all. Like people like I'm the one who says I want Rome to be Rome and I want Senegal to be Senegal. There are people who say that Rome cannot be Rome, that Romans are not allowed to have their home place. And then they turn around and they accuse you of racism. I'm not saying the Senegalese can't have their own country. I want them to have their own country. Enjoy. But I think that other people should be allowed to have their own countries too. um, how often do you approach women in Latam? Well, I'm married now, but what country I've had the most success is Paraguay. What do you think of Paraguay? I think Paraguay is amazing. I think it's a little cooked right now. It's getting a little expensive. There's a lot of passport bros going here, but I still think it's the best city in South America. Me and my wife are in Santa Cruz right now. I thought that Santa Cruz would be like the next Paraguay, but it's not. So, um, where should I go first as a Canadian? Rio de Janeiro. Come to Portugal, Paulie. I have your back. I might be going to Portugal in like May, so I'll let you know. Hello, boss. Yo, what up, Danny? Like your content, please keep it up. Thanks, man. Any opinion on Peru? Peru is one of my favorite countries to go to. I'm really sad because my wife is Venezuelan and she can't really go to Peru because of the visa situation. But I love Peru. I think people should go to Peru. Once you've been to Rio de Janeiro and like Mendoza, Argentina, I think Lima, Peru should be one of the top places you go to. It's one of the best food cities in the entire world. Is there any halal spots? I think that's a troll from the other thing. Vert top 5 suggestions. Haven't been to Canada. Yeah, man, I've been to Canada, bro. Um, Canada sucks. I mean, let's just be honest. Um, you have a wife, yeah, dude. I spent a lot of time moving, going around, sleeping with lots of women, and then I got married. Another suggestion on Peru: planning a boys trip. You should not do a boys trip to Peru. That doesn't make any sense. That's like doing a boys trip to Paris. You know what I mean? Like Peru is not a boys trip location. People have to understand there are different locations for different activities. I think the number one boys trip location is probably Koh Phi Phi in Thailand. The Phi Phi Islands are like some of the most amazing places on planet Earth if you're planning on having a boys trip. Um, but yeah, Lima, Peru is not the place. Um, you go to Thailand for water festival. Boys trip to Sao Paulo. Um, yeah, I guess I feel like if you're trying to go to Brazil though, as someone who speaks Portuguese, there are probably a lot of better places for you to go to in Brazil. Like maybe not Rio de Janeiro for a boys trip, but like Florianopolis would probably be a lot better. You could probably get around Salvador pretty well, although Salvador is a little bit more dangerous. Um, or like Fortaleza, but all those places are actually pretty dangerous. Vila Velha is my favorite city in Brazil. Boys trip to Paraguay or El Salvador. Neither of those places. If you're doing a boys trip, go to Hako, go to Cartagena, go to Koh Phi Phi in Thailand. Those are the answers to the boys trip questions. Again, don't take a boys trip to Paris. It makes no sense. You know what I mean? Don't take a boys trip to like, I guess Japan could kind of work. But like if you're going to Japan, you're doing primarily pay for play. You're not, it's really difficult. Like I've spoken to people who are a lot more attractive than I am, and they've had a really hard time picking up girls in Japan. So, because like that's always my question is like, is it me or is it the place? And what I've heard from everybody is that no, Japan is just impossible to pick up girls in. So, solo trip for Carnival in Hio. Um, I I I feel like everyone's gonna ask me um about Carnival for the next few weeks. I'm just gonna have tons of questions about it. Carnival sucks in Rio de Janeiro. Do not go to Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. You talk to any Brazilian, any cariocash from Rio de Janeiro, they're going to tell you that Carnival in Rio de Janeiro sucks. And the reason why Carnival in Rio de Janeiro sucks is because the entire city gets flooded with gringos. There are all these gringos who come to Carnival in Rio de Janeiro and think that they're having like a Brazilian experience. And in reality, you're just getting overcharged to hang out with other Americans. Um, just go to Vila Bella Victoria. Was that a reference to what I said earlier, or was that new? Because I love Vila Bella Victoria. Um, Someone from India stole his ex-girlfriend. So Silver says that he's Italian, but I think he's actually like ethnically Indian. But like he lives in Italy, so he says he's Italian, but he's not actually Italian. Um, Bro, we have a rule. How many times do I have to like point to the sign? If you tell me your height, I'm gonna ignore the question. Um, you can get mugged, bro. But the reason why I don't like India is because, like, I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, people act. because of like the political correctness climate that exists in America and the West right now, people act as if like saying that India sucks is this incredibly controversial and racist statement. It's like how dare you say this? It's like go to a country where there are people literally pooping on the side of the street, where everything's dirty, where no one cares, where there's scammers everywhere, where it's very crowded. They enforce the most random rules on you, and they don't enforce like rules of basic hygiene. Everything smells bad. You literally get skin diseases. I've never had eczema in my life. I literally got eczema in India for the first time in my entire life. And then you compare that to like Japan, and you're like, okay, well, it's just like, why do you hate India? It's like because of all of these things, right? Like if you had a friend whose house was completely covered, was completely messy, completely covered in dirt. He was pooping on his floor. You know what I mean? People were rude to you. He was constantly trying to steal money from you while you're at his house. And then you had another person's house who, like, is incredibly neat, is incredibly clean, has all this cool stuff for you. Like, you'd be like, why do you prefer to go to his house? You're racist. It's like, no, it's like so clearly better. So that's my reason. Why am I so mad? I'm not mad, bro. Is Argentina better than Spain? Yes, because Spain isn't Spain anymore. Argentina is the only Argentina is the only real European country left. How do you think days do you think is enough for Floripa a week? I lost my passport. Am I gonna be single forever? Yes. Is it still safe for Colombia? Yes. Somebody told me their height. I'm not responding to it. Am I a Republican? No. I haven't lived in America in 3 years, so I don't like voting in countries that I don't live in because I don't feel the actual effects of the policies of America. So I don't vote in America. Your videos are always lit. Thanks, man. I'm 5'10". Why do you ignore questions? I'm surprised you've never talked about Pattaya, Thailand. Like Pattaya sucks is why I haven't talked about Pattaya. You know what I mean? Like, it's like why haven't you ever talked about well, I've talked about a lot of places that suck. But yeah, Pattaya sucks. Pattaya is overrun with Indians right now. And it's literally just like a skeevy place where you're going for pay for play. Um, Wait, you've been to India? Yeah, dude. And we're literally bringing them to the West in mass. Yep, and that's why there's and that's why there's the prohibition of talking about it. Is like, look at you, Polish men married with Venezuelan because Polish women. I don't know what you're saying. Like, do I not like Polish women? Yes, I don't like Polish women. I made that very clear many times. Can I get a height check? Maybe edging on generalization, but India must change. Yeah, dude. Like again, like I have a lot of Indian friends. One of my favorite group chats is like half Indian. Boys trip to Morocco is a great, great, great idea. Definitely do a boys trip to Morocco. You will not regret it. Too much Instagram videos, bro. Bro, I spent a month in India. What are you talking about? Is Thailand overrated? Yes. Um, Argentina got the most beautiful women. I mean, there's definitely a good argument for that. Thoughts on Muslims? I don't feel like getting banned from TikTok today. Where are the wifeys in Spain? What's TEFL? Why do you say Spain isn't Spain anymore? The same reason that Italy isn't Italy anymore. I stayed a month in Lavapiés, which is in Madrid, which is in the center of Madrid, literally like a 5-minute walk from the Prado Museum. The entire neighborhood is Senegalese people selling drugs. It took me like I remember one day I literally was just like I want to find an authentic Spanish restaurant. It took me like 15-20 minutes of walking around in the center of Madrid to find a Spanish restaurant. And by the way, that's the same thing in Italy now. You're like, I want to find an authentic Italian restaurant in the center of Rome that's run by a Roman. Good luck. It'll be tough. Just want to say you're a gem. Thanks, bro. P Dog, you're a little insecure about height. Are you 5'4"? No, I'm 5'10". I just think it's silly. How much is a one-on-one consultation with you? $200. You can fill out the form in my bio. Best place outside of Rio for a hookup. Rio is not a good place for a hookup. Law, my brother's in Thailand, Pattaya right now. I said the same thing. Yep. All right. I have a lot of messages, so I'm going to skip a lot of the questions. If I haven't responded to your question, so generally one of my rules is don't ask questions more than once. It's really annoying. But if I have not responded to your question, I'm giving you like a one-time immunity to ask the question again because I'm just gonna be like skipping a lot of stuff. Which country has the worst insects? Probably Bali. Do you find it hard to make long-term friends because you move around so much? Kind of. Yeah, I mean, I have a few long-term friends that I met while traveling, and we just kind of text and connect that way. But like I'm married now, and like I feel like if you're married and you're planning on having kids, you really shouldn't have friends. But that's like a controversial opinion of mine. Um, what do you do for a living? I just quit my job as a remote sales rep. What's the best state in the US to find white Republican ladies? I don't know, man. I don't you know, the whole point of this channel is to leave America. I've been to India, I agree with you. No one who's ever been to India has ever disagreed with me. I've even seen a lot of like pro India accounts that try to gas up India and do like a counter narrative about talking about how great India is. And all of like the defenses that they have of India is stuff that I would say as a criticism of India. So like I literally like if someone were to ask me like send me a video that explains what's so bad about India, I would literally just show you a video of an Indian influencer talking about how great India is. And that by itself is, you said Full Moon Festival in Thailand is good. Why are you saying it's overrated then? Because Thailand right now is just overrun with tourists. But like for what the Full Moon Festival is, the Full Moon Festival I think is one of the best parties in the world. I would say, like if I was 27, the Full Moon Festival would be like one of the best things in my life. Now, granted, a random night on CoPP is just as good as the Full Moon Festival, but you know, um, don't know if I missed your answer, but how is Bali? I really like Bali. Um, was it like dating for any minute? I don't know, man. So like the thing about Bali is that like all of the criticisms of Bali are 100% true. Like, yes, it's filled with crypto scammers. Yes, it's filled with annoying white women. Yes, it's filled with all this type of stuff. That being said, it's still incredibly cheap and it's still one of the most beautiful places on planet Earth. So even like, you know, with those criticisms, it's still an amazing place to visit. So I highly recommend people go to Bali. I would 100% live in Bali personally. Maybe not Canggu, but like Uluwatu, 100%. Which country is the easiest thugs to fight off? Probably like an Asian country, right? Um, are you working outside of social media? I just quit my job last week. What's the best place in Latam for hookups that are not paid for? Tier two cities is what I always talk about. Tier two cities. Thoughts on London? You should not go to London. London is basically like, you know, like when I'm talking about like leaving America, like I'm talking about leaving the Anglosphere in general. London has all the problems with America, but just like way worse. Full moon parties are crazy. Those man them are trolls, fam. Yeah, sure, but I mean, I think that me getting angry is also just fun and engaging content. Like, you know, there's a reason why like Pierce Morgan's show is literally just like dudes screaming at each other at the top of their lungs is because like I know like me getting angry is like engaging content. I know that it is. And so I don't really like get that angry at people. Um was there any point you felt homesick despite the US being cooked? No, but that's also because I moved a lot in the United States to begin with. After college, so I went to college in a place that was not my hometown. Then I worked on political campaigns for 3 years. So I would like hop around for like 6, 7 months at a time. And then after that, I moved to San Francisco and I moved to Los Angeles. So my entire adult life has been like hopping around anyway. So, you know, um, London's like New York to me, just a bunch of Indian food. Yeah, dude. Um, Athens, Greece. Sadly, I've only spent a day in Athens, Greece, but that day was amazing, and I really want to go back. Yo, what up, Alaska native? Thoughts on Croatia? 6'7", bro. Oh, you're not slick, Paulie. Have I ever been to any Southeast Asian countries? Yeah, dude, I've been to a lot of them. I've been to a lot of them. What are my top 3 places to move? If I were able to move anywhere in the world right now without like, any consideration, just purely based on where I wanted to live, my top 3 places would probably be Vietnam, Kuala Lumpur, or Marrakesh. Those would be my 3 places. Vietnam, Kuala Lumpur, Marrakesh. What if you had to move somewhere and you couldn't leave? Like I had to move to a country and I was never able to leave that country ever again. Is that what you're saying? Probably Brazil. You know what I mean? Brazil would probably be the country for me if I can never leave it. But um, so yeah, so that's actually a good question. So someone asked, how does the visa situation stack up in Latam versus the mostly short visas of Southeast Asia? So for people who don't know, Southeast Asia basically you only have a visa for 30 days. In Latam, you can get a visa, you know, enter without visa for 90 days, which makes it a lot easier. Where to find a Western European wife? Well, Western Europe is probably a good place, but I wouldn't marry a Western European woman. So, what countries speak the most English? Um, America. Southeast Asian visas are largely 90 days now. I actually didn't know that. It must have changed. Marrakesh felt your earlier description of India to me. Where I mean, if you feel that way, then you should definitely never go to India because Marrakesh is pretty clean. I would say, um, people. So here's the important thing about Marrakesh. Like if someone tells you their opinion of Marrakesh, you have to ask them, "Did you stay in the Medina?" Write this down, guys. If someone asks you, like if someone tells you their opinion of Marrakesh, you need to ask them, did you stay in the Medina? And if the answer is yes, then you should disregard everything that they say. Like, because the Medina is a good place to stay for like 1 or 2 days, but the Medina as a place to stay is absolutely horrible. It is the worst place to stay, right? So what happens is a lot of people will stay in the Medina and only go to the Medina, and then they'll come back with this like skewed view of Marrakesh that isn't representative of the country. It's kind of like, or the city. It's kind of like if somebody visited New York City and like stayed in Times Square and only was in Times Square, you'd be like, bro, like that's not where you stay in New York City. So after Venezuela settles, you think it's a good spot? Theoretically, Venezuela is a great spot, but I just want you to know that like, you know, it's settling is not a given, and the timeline is not a given either. Medina is Marrakesh. No, visiting Marrakesh and avoiding the Medina is not like visiting New York City and avoiding Manhattan. The Medina is like Times Square. The Medina is like the most touristy area of Marrakesh, right? The rest of the city is nothing like the Medina at all. Like the Medina, the Medina is like the, you know, all the shops, all of the like the red walls and stuff. That's the Medina, but like that's not what the rest of Marrakesh is like at all. Where's my wife from? Venezuela. Is Egypt better? Egypt has a lot of the problems of India. I would say that like Egypt has a lot of redeeming qualities, while India doesn't. But Egypt, is a lot of. Do you think Argentina is more Latam or more Europe? I felt unsafe in other areas of Marrakesh. Scammers, also a lot of litter, maybe just my experience. But like, where did you go in Marrakesh? Like, I think you're just like defending India here, bro. And I think you're just like shitting on Marrakesh in order to defend India. Like Marrakesh as a whole, like I was staying in Gilis, and it was one of the nicest areas I've been to. The Medina is not Marrakesh. I think I think Morocco is. I prefer Morocco to Egypt. Bro, trust me, if there are two guys with money in America or Latino, they would choose Latino. I don't really care, bro. I have these people who come in my lives just like so ready to get into an argument with me about something. Okay, bro, you want to get into an argument? Like, oh, I can't. You have enough followers to get into an argument with you. Do you think the Filipino women make up for how bad the country is? I don't think Filipino women are that attractive. Chadwick the Third says that Paulie, you're the man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you a lot. Um, I don't find um I don't find Filipino women that attractive, if I'm gonna be completely honest. A lot of people do. I just don't. I'm sorry. Like, maybe I'm just a bad person, but I just don't find Filipino women that attractive. Let me see. Anyway, um, do Eastern European women look like Latino men? Yeah, they definitely like Latino men. Korea opinion. I love Korea. Manila sucks, but the rest of the Philippines has some amazing places. I spent a month in Palawan and I did not like it. Yo, what's up? I'm from Santa Cruz, Bolivia, and man, you don't even imagine the girl seriously. What do you mean I don't imagine the girl seriously? I'm in Santa Cruz, Bolivia right now. Should I visit Rio next month and disregard the carnival? Like don't go to Rio during carnival, then not go to carnival. That doesn't make any sense. Just go when the carnival is not happening. Korean women are the prettiest women on earth, not just not the best, just the prettiest. Here's the thing, right? Like people have this opinion, I think, who have never been to Korea. Like going to Korea, like let's just say this. Korea feels like a country that has two distinct races of people that just have never bred between them. And so it's either that or like half of the women have had drastic plastic surgery. Because half the women have these very feminine features, this very like narrow jaw, like this whole like Korean thing, and the other half have like square, literal square jaws, like they're bros. So I think that like a lot of what you see about Korea in the West is, you know, is not is like artificial, isn't true. That's just my take on it, though. I might be wrong. Would you ever try Madagascar? 100%. Give me a DM and I'll show you around. Yeah, dude. If you don't mind, like you like shoot me a DM, but we can definitely get in touch, man. No way. If you're in Santa Cruz, bro, the girls are beautiful. I mean, I'm married now, so you know. I just got back from Taiwan 4 weeks ago, and the street markets are insane in Taipei. Yeah, Taiwan is the only East Asian country I haven't been to. Um, like I would love to go to Taiwan, but again, like my wife's passport like really limits us from time to time. Bro, do you like African chicks? No, not really. I do not. Um, is that like a Burma flag? Is scopamine in Colombia as big as they claim? Yes. Have you been to Timor East? Um, no. How long did you go, Paulie? Um, I was in Philippines for a month. I really liked the first week, and then it just really like dragged on me, and I really didn't like it that much after that. I have an American passport, but my wife has a Venezuelan passport. Oh, how long ago did you leave the US? It's about 3 years right now, actually. I left April 23rd, 2023. Yeah, my wife is only Venezuelan. That makes it very tough for us to move around. Ironically, like the toughest place for her to move around is actually in Latin America. What's a good recommendation for online job? It's so funny when people will like come in so hot and heavy. Is this the same guy? Yeah, someone goes so hot and heavy, like attacking passport bros. Like, the only reason why they choose Americans is because you have money. And then right after that, be like, yo, man, can you help me find a job so I can move abroad? I just find that funny. Sorry, I'm still recovering from this illness. And like my ear hurts like terribly. So awesome. We just got another Twitch follower. Um, anyway, do we recommendation for online jobs is becoming a remote sales closer is the best online job that you guys can have. Yeah, to be honest, that's really what it is a lot of the times. Um, yo, Tanthras, I just invited you as a multi guest if you want. If you want to like tell us a little bit about um tell us a little bit of the Philippines. What do I do? I do a terrible um like my choice has been terrible, which has been to do like Verizon, the Verizon like international plan, which is like $200 a month. So don't do what I do. But for me, like it's worth it because when you need cell phone service, like when you need the cell phone service, getting the SIM cards and all that type of stuff won't be there for you. And so like the Verizon is worth it for me because it's there for you when you actually really need it. And I'm willing to pay to have my cell phone in the situations where I actually like really need it. Would you consider Asian countries safe? Yeah, dude. Asian countries are the safest in the world. Yo, what up, Tanthras?
Yo, how's it going?
Chilling, man. Tell us about the Philippines, bro.
Yeah, well, I spent 2.5 years there, traveling around and lived a good portion of it down on Bohol. I would say Palawan, well, it's got some nice beaches and stuff. For the large part, for me, that it's massively over touristed.
So I was there during
very
rainy
expensive.
season. I was there during rainy season. It was actually really cheap, relatively speaking. The problem that I have with Palawan and the problem that I have with the Philippines in general is that just like the infrastructure is just not there. Like,
Oh, agreed, absolutely.
and I think another problem that I have is that it's also just
The
like
food sucks too.
the food's not great. After a week, it really gets old. And then on top of that, I think that a big issue with it is that like the whole like so the countryside is gorgeous. The countryside of the Philippines is one of the most beautiful things on earth. But the cities are so ugly. And it's like it's a little
and they're
demoralizing.
full of trash. Their canals and everything are full of garbage and sewage and everything else. Like, I agree. If you're going to the Philippines, get the hell out of Manila. Don't stay in Cebu. Get away from the big cities. The only caveat on that I would say would be Iloilo City. It's a big city and it's designed to be a big, modern, clean, nice place. But other than that, the cities, they suck. And it doesn't really matter where else in the Philippines you go. They're all kind of the same like that.
Yeah.
It's the countryside and away from the cities that is the beautiful spots.
One thing that I found weird is that me and my wife, so we chose to stay in Puerto Princesa because we researched online and we saw that like it was like 45 minutes to the beach from Cebu and from Manila, and we wanted to go to the beach. And then we got to Puerto Princesa, and all the beaches were 45 minutes away by motorcycle, which driving an hour and a half on a motorcycle each day, like that starts to wear on you. I think a month. I think an hour is kind of like the ideal time, but more than that. But Dave TikTok, what's up? You wanted to talk?
Yeah, what's up? Thanks, Passport Paulie. Thank you for having me on. I've been following you for a while. I just want to say I have been to Medellin, Colombia pre-COVID, down there for a week during Halloween. Had a great time with some other guys, young, handsome guys, and we had a good time. We didn't do anything bad, but I enjoyed it. I would love to come back. I will share there is a safety issue, like you said in your videos, Paulie, it's not for a first-time person. You have to be kind of experienced when you go that. Speaking as an American, when you're leaving that far away from home, there was a safety element, so that was concerning. You did feel kind of like at any time, they could come get you. We stayed at the Click Clack Hotel, which right after that it was robbed at gunpoint. And that's Paulie, Click Clack Hotel is one of the top hotels in Medellin, and we stayed there, and it got robbed at the basement level. So that's the only thing. That's what I have issues with is finding a place that's safe. In Latin America is the issue.
Is there a reason why you call it Medellin and not Medellin?
I was under the understanding that there's two forms of pronunciation.
No,
of the two double L.
People in Medellin only call it Medellin.
Well, I'm not a person of Medellin. I'm an American, and I visited there, so I have a limited, understanding of all that.
Yeah, no, I was just curious. Yeah, I mean, I think in general people should not go to Medellin nowadays. People in Medellin just really don't like Americans as of now, and also like there's so many nice places in the world to visit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, by the way, nice place to visit is Cartagena, by the way. We have Cartagena group trips. People click on the link in the bio. But yeah, dude, I think in general, there are a lot of dope places in Latin America. I personally would let Medellin settle down. But anyway, Lineman, what's up?
Yeah, I'd just like to know how safe you think Rio de Janeiro is right now.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing about Rio is that Rio is more dangerous than the people who say it's safe say it is, but it's a lot safer than the people who say it's dangerous say it is. You know what I mean? I think generally speaking, if you keep your head, if you keep a smart head around you, you should be fine in Rio. But it can be dangerous. One thing you'll notice when you're in Rio is that most of the banks have like guys with machine guns at them. Like if you're going to like withdraw
Wow.
cash, most of them have like at least 2 people with machine guns
Same
standing
as in the
outside.
Philippines.
Yeah. In the Philippines, I think it's shotguns, right? Or is it machine guns?
Well, it's guns in general. It's guns. Yeah, it's largely shotguns. But yeah, guns
It's funny,
you
like
walk anywhere, whether it's a bank or a mall, even you've got a guy with a big gun hanging off his side.
yeah.
A
And
friend
then
of mine went to Rio, and he got robbed right out in front of his hotel, right down there by the beach.
What's that? Say that again.
Well, he said he was leaving the hotel, and some guy came out of the bushes and robbed him for his watch.
In Rio, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, is it really
Like,
that
oh,
bad?
back
Or
in the Philippines for a
if you're a
second.
tough guy, can you make it? Or I'm just or being numbers all the time, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? In Rio, don't walk around with like expensive stuff on you. Don't
Yeah.
walk out with your phone out either. People will steal your
Yeah.
phone. But honestly, I think the best safety tip in Rio, by the way, for just people interested, in Portuguese, Rio is pronounced Rio. But
Okay.
in Rio, the best tip that I have for people is don't stay in Copacabana or Leblon or Ipanema. Those are the big
Right.
tourist spots. And so because of
Yep.
that, a lot of the criminals go there to rob tourists, right? And another big issue with Copacabana specifically is that right between Copa and Ipanema, there's basically a favela right there. And so what happens is they have these like tunnels and tubes, right? And so literally people will like, get out of the favela on a motorcycle, go rob 5 tourists, and then go back, right? It's just not a good place to stay. What I always recommend to people is to stay in either Flamingo or in Botafogo, right? Those are the 2 neighborhoods that I think are really great to stay in. And then really just go to Copacabana once, just take an Uber there, go there, take the photo, do all that type of stuff. But Copacabana isn't even that great of a beach, in my opinion. It's fine. It's just
Okay.
not like, and in terms of a beach, like, yeah, so Copacabana is the most famous beach on earth, right? So yes, everyone should go
right.
visit at least once. But is it actually like a great beach that you want to hang out in? I don't think so. I think Flamingo's way better, to be honest. So
Okay, I have one more question for you, real quick. I
Go for
heard
it.
these have these gangs of young punks, like gangsters that live in tunnels or under the ground. Is that really true?
I wouldn't say that they're tunnels. I would say that like they live in the ground in tunnels, but like they come out of the tunnels that go from the favelas. And yes, that's 100% true. One thing I'll tell people,
Yes.
like honestly, like in Rio de Janeiro, do not be a hero. Like if a guy comes up to you to rob you, just give him your shit and get away as
Right.
quickly as possible. You know what I mean? Like it's not worth it. Like they will kill you. Like
Really?
you have yeah. In Rio,
Oh.
they will kill you for fun. Like it's not, these are not people to screw around with, right? So what I would
Okay.
do is just stay in Flamingo, stay in Botafogo, go to Copacabana just a couple times. You'll be safe. And if somebody does come up to you with a gun and says, "Hey, give me your shit," give them the shit and just run away. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I can go. It's just the women seem to be so beautiful there and so loving. It's so tempting. Because I was thinking about going to Thailand, but I've been watching some of your podcasts, and you're a very world travel guy. So I wanted to get your opinion. Are the women worth the going there for?
No. I mean,
No.
I do think that Rio de Janeiro is a place that everyone should visit, and so I love
Yeah.
Rio de Janeiro. Like it is dangerous, but like I think it's a place that everyone should visit. But that being said, I think Brazilian women in general are kind of overhyped. I'm gonna be
Wow.
honest. They're not actually. So here's the thing, right? Here's why Brazilian women are overhyped, because
Okay.
most of people's conception of hot women from different countries is based upon like what you see on like TVs, on social media and all that type of stuff, right? But you have to realize that those women are the top 0.1% of women from those countries, right? And Brazil is a country that is really good at having incredibly hot 0.1%, right? Because Brazil is incredibly ethnically diverse, right? So first of all, you have a lot of different women from a lot of different ethnicities, right? But then two, there's a lot of intermarriage between the ethnicities, which gives you a lot of really hot people. It also gives you a lot of really ugly people, right? But it gives you a lot of really hot people, right? And so it also has 300 million people, right? So if you were to take the top 100 hottest American women, they would be insanely hot. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean the other 150 million American women are incredibly hot, right? So that's why you have this misconception among Americans that Brazilian women are the hottest in the world. In fact, I think I don't remember the exact number. Someone's gonna like get really pissy about this and like check me on this, but I think Brazil is like 30th in the world in terms of obesity. Like Brazil is a very obese country. And you walk around and a lot of women are not that attractive and they're very fat. By the way, I know it's rich me saying it. I understand the hypocrisy. I'm just talking about, generally speaking, attractiveness. Like if I were to rank the countries by like which country have the hottest women just walking around, I don't think Brazil is number one necessarily.
Okay, so what would it be? Thailand?
I don't find Thai women attractive, to be honest.
Okay.
For me, I think
Paulie's not into Asian women as much.
Yeah, I'm not into Asian women. Although,
well, I'm not either, but they're beautiful. At least they know their place, and they love.
I think one of the big things is you need to decide whether you're trying to find the beautiful Latina look or you want safety. If you want safety, Southeast Asia is the place to go.
Yeah.
You can still find some beautiful women over here, but you're not getting that Latina look.
And also, I would add on.
You're not getting the Latina attitude either.
I would add on to that because it's so much safer. Asia also is a lot cheaper because one of the problems with Latin America is that you kind of are forced to stay in the wealthy parts because of how dangerous it is, right? And like the wealthy part in literally any country is expensive. I was in Laos and we stayed in like the nice area of Vientiane. I think that's how you say it in Laos. It wasn't cheap. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because the rich people in any country are rich, right? So the rich areas are rich. So the problem with Latin America is that you
Vientiane's kind of boring too.
It's very boring. Yeah, it's not. I don't recommend people go there. But the nice thing about Asia is that because it's so safe, you can stay out in the boonies in Thailand and you'll be fine. It'll be hard for you to get around, but like you'll be fine from a safety perspective, right? So that's kind of the big consideration. But I would say in terms of the most attractive women just walking around, I would say it's probably Colombia and Argentina. One of the benefits of Colombia, and like people are gonna be angry at me for saying this, but it's just true, is that most Colombian women look exactly the same. Most Colombian women are 5'2", brown skin, B cups, big butt, named Maria.
Yeah.
That's like 85% of Colombian women.
Yeah, but they're sexy.
And that's what I'm saying. The nice thing about Colombia is that all of them kind of look the same, and it's a good look, right? So like it's everybody who's the same type of thing. It's all attractive, and if you're into that, like I am, like my wife is 5'1", brown skin. Her name is Wendy, not Maria, because she's Venezuelan. But like if you're into that, it's paradise, right? Brazil, especially Rio de Janeiro, is a very ethnically mixed country, right? So you have all these different types of women. So if you have one type of thing that you're into, that's like 5% of the population.
So basically, for a beginner like me, I'm thinking I might take my first trip. If I had a choice between Thailand or Colombia, what would you say really would be my best guess, or your best recommendation?
Well, I mean, so in terms of Colombia, I mean, I'm not just doing this to promo it. This is like an honest answer. Like if you were to go on our group trip in Cartagena, I think you'd have a really good time. The guy who's running it basically lives the Cartagena lifestyle that everyone wants to live, and he's going to keep you safe. We have an off-duty police officer as security, so all that is going to be safe, so you don't have to worry about anything. That being said, you know, if you don't want to go on the trip, you just want to be a solo traveler, Thailand is a lot safer, a lot more mellow, and a lot cheaper than South America. As much as I recommend people kind of stay away from Thailand, it's a way better option. My number one option in Southeast Asia nowadays is Vietnam, though. Vietnam is my favorite country in Asia.
Wow.
Oh, by the way, another country with really hot women.
If you're looking for girls, Thailand. If you're looking for just a relaxed, chill lifestyle day to day, Vietnam. I'm in Vietnam right now. I live in Da Nang. So.
Oh, dude, nice.
But I've been to Thailand many, many times. I lived in Thailand for a couple of years. So
Thailand looks pretty crowded
and everything else. Thailand is significantly more crowded than Vietnam, although that is shifting. It is also significantly more expensive nowadays.
I feel like
Pricing there has gone up
Thailand
a lot.
Thailand is basically what Vietnam. I mean, Vietnam today is what Thailand was 10 years ago.
Okay.
That's kind of my opinion on it. The Thailand, you can still save money in Thailand. The problem is you do have to kind of watch what you do. Like Thailand 10 years ago, you could literally just, it's the type of place where you just go and spend whatever you want and you don't care, right? Thailand now is one of those places where it's be like, should I go there? Should I go there? It's still easy to save money, but you do have to concentrate on it. Vietnam, you don't have to concentrate on saving money at all. I have a phenomenon that I kind of always discuss, which is that I want to come up with a name for it. I haven't come up with it yet, but what happens a lot of times when you go to a new country is you'll spend the first 2 or 3 days just kind of spending as much money as you want, and then what happens is after day 3, you'll look at your bank account and just be like, "Fuck, I spent that much money," right?
Yeah.
And the type of countries where you look at your bank account after 4 days and you're like, "Wait, I only spent that much?" Those are the really cheap countries, right? And Vietnam is like one of the countries where you look at your bank account, you're like, how did I only spend $50 in 6 days? Well, Vietnam is one of those countries
Yeah,
where
you
like,
go for coffee, it's 50 cents. You get a banh mi sandwich, it costs you 80 cents. That
exactly.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Thailand
don't
is
have
great if you want
Okay.
ease of stuff, basically. It's very easy to move around the country. It's very cheap. Flights are very cheap. You can hop on a flight within an hour of booking a ticket. You just, show up at the airport and away you go, kind of thing. Vietnam does take more planning to get around, and you have to think about what you want to do. Thailand, you can go from the beaches in the south to the mountains in the north in an hour and a half, and it's great food everywhere. Vietnam, you kind of got to pick and choose what you want at any given time. And a lot of it is buses to get to places, unless you want to pay more for flights. Flights here are not as cheap as Thailand.
Yeah, I mean,
sounds good.
with Vietnam, with Thailand, the street has been paved basically, right?
Yeah,
but like the
the
problem
trail
with
is set.
the problem with the trail being set is that it's now more expensive, right? But
And everybody else is on the same trail.
exactly,
You're with every other tourist around. It is busy.
Yes, I'm not really interested. Really being. It looks like from the videos I see, it looks too busy. It looks nice. It looks modern. It looks like people are friendly, but it looks overcrowded. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely overcrowded.
App is asking about women in Vietnam versus Thailand. Thailand, women are much more open to foreigners. Vietnam, they are much more xenophobic when it comes to dating foreigners. You will find girls in Vietnam that will date foreigners, but it is nowhere near as easy. Also, if you're into the whole red light scene, it is 1% of what is available in Thailand. It's very, very illegal in Vietnam, and as such, it is very underground. Thailand, it is still considered illegal, but it is open.
Yeah, right. It's the main source of income.
Every other massage shop.
Yeah.
Well, in Thailand, every other massage shop's offering you a smile at the end. Vietnam, It may be 1 in 20, 1 in 30.
All right. Well, I just turned 70 and retired, so I don't plan on having to, be with a woman every night, but I still would like to be in a nice place and have fun and enjoy good food at a good price. But it sounds like Vietnam would be better to go just for an adventure, if you don't really.
Vietnam's great if you want to chill.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Plus, I'd like to visit, Thailand and see what the women are like. But going into these go-go bars and getting worked and paying drinks, and I don't want to do all that. I mean, maybe once just to see what it's like. But I can see a man with money in his pocket, easily losing control and looking at your bank account the next day or a couple of days and going, "What the F did I do?"
Yeah, but it's still like you'll be fine.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Yeah, one thing again, just not even just promoting it, but like being kind of like honest about it. Like I actually think you would have a good time on the Cartagena group trip. It would be a good way to like kind of hold your hand as you're starting international travel. Again, Brandon lives in Cartagena. He lives the Cartagena lifestyle that everyone wants to live. He actually does it. So I think you're gonna have a good time on that. So if you want, go to the link in my bio and fill out the form, and we'll reach
Okay.
out to you and we'll kind of give you all the information. But
right.
long term, Asia is a great place to settle down. I really want to live in Asia. Our personal issue with Asia is that we're planning on having kids soon, and so it's very that whole aspect of it would be very difficult. So we were kind of wanting to have our kids in South America and then move to
Mhm.
Asia. But if I had my druthers, I'd move to Asia. By the way, another country with really attractive women is Mongolia. Mongolia has incredibly hot women.
Wow.
I think Mongolia has
Wow.
the hottest Asian women, in the world. That's my personal opinion.
And you've been every
Lyman,
country
if
in
you're
all
looking
of-
for a place, if you're
Pardon
looking
me?
for a place where you can be for a while,
Right.
between Thailand and Vietnam, you can do a 90-day visa. You got to do a visa run every 90 days. In Thailand, since I think you said you're 70.
Yeah.
If you found that you liked it there, you could do a retirement visa there. It means you got to park a bunch of money in a bank account in Thailand, but I think it's about 30 grand US that you got to park in an account there. But
You can't just show them you have that much
stay-
in the bank. You have to put it into their own bank in
It
Thailand.
has to be in the Thai banking system, and you have to keep it there essentially.
Is it
You have to
safe?
be able to show it every year when you
All right.
new.
Well, because my
I'm not old enough
retirement,
to do it myself. I'm only 44, so
right.
but there's plenty of guys that do that.
Well, my money
Out there.
manager told me that if I move to Thailand or go there and visit, end up wanting to live there, he could send me money to any bank in Thailand and just deposit it there. And I could easily
it's
do
basically
that.
a captive deposit until you decide to leave.
Okay, so it's like a deposit.
Yeah, I think it's basically so
Yep.
they can use that to invest in their own economy.
I see.
All right, and to
you know
verify
what?
that you're not going to end up broke and homeless and begging the Thai government to help you out.
Well, I would never do that because I have money. So why would
Yeah.
they do that? So I didn't understand why they need the money to, in the bank to prove. It seems kind of odd, but if that's their system,
Someone asked me.
does it seem a little?
Someone
Go ahead.
asked me why I like Kuala Lumpur so much. The same way that I kind of view Da Nang as like Koh Samui, but 10 years ago. Obviously, it's a lot different because one's a city and one's like an island. I kind of view Kuala Lumpur as like Bangkok of like 10, 15 years ago. Kuala Lumpur is incredibly cheap, incredibly beautiful. Me and my wife, we had a 2-story penthouse in Kuala Lumpur. In a building with a pool on the ceiling, right in view of the Petronas Towers. It was like $150 for a week. That was definitely a country where I was looking at my bank account, like how am I saving so much money? We're literally eating out constantly. I'm ordering food constantly. And then one thing that I think is really special about Malaysia specifically is that Kuala Lumpur has like 3 main ethnicities there, which is Malay, Chinese, and Indian. And so every restaurant you go to is kind of like it's if you think about it as a triangle, it's somewhere on that triangle. So it is one of the most interesting food countries I've been to in the entire world. As much as I dislike India, I love Indian food. So I think it's an absolutely incredible place to go to. I highly recommend everyone visit Kuala Lumpur. That's like on the top.
Yeah, a lot of people say it has a great mix of food. If you can get basically any type of cuisine you want at any given time, and they do it well. Whereas somewhere like Vietnam, you're getting basically Vietnamese food, and if you like Vietnamese food, great. If you don't, then you're going to have problems. Thailand has great food, as far as I'm concerned. I love Thai food, but again, you're not getting a great mix of lots of different cultures unless you're in expat areas.
Yeah, I think
or in the big cities.
The country that I think has the best mix of food is actually Poland. And my theory about this is because Polish food is so bad that Polish people because the issue what happens is the country with the worst mix of food is Brazil. Is that like the
Really?
pizza Brazil is terrible. It's made for Brazilians, right? And the reason is because
even worse than the
Brazilians.
Philippines.
What? The
Even
Philippines
worse than the Philippines because they're just salt and fat.
The Philippines has some good other food choices. I would say like Dunkin' Donuts in the Philippines is really good. The pizza in the Philippines is not that bad.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're going for foreigner stuff, but as far as the local food,
that's what I'm saying. Like Poland has the best mix of foreign foods in that country, and Brazil has the worst. And the reason is because Polish people hate Polish food. And so when they're making Indian food, they want to make authentic Indian food. The worst country for Indian food, by the way, is Spain. In Spain, it's made for the Spanish palate, which is the worst mix in the world. Indian food made for Spanish people is absolutely horrible. But yeah, Cactus just joined. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have something to say. You guys were saying about Copacabana, about being a dangerous place. I'm
Yes, sir.
Brazilian, and I have some tips to give to you guys.
Sure.
So it is a dangerous place, like in the new year and etc. Because we have a thing here called arrastão. There is a bunch of guys that came running and just grab your things and just go running.
Yeah, that's
And
what I heard.
That is really dangerous, but you don't see that too many. But about being like robbed with a gun, a guy pointing a gun to your face and etc. A good way to you not being robbed in Brazil is like, how can I say this? When I was in Austria 2 months ago, I saw that people from the first world countries, you guys don't have like a good sense of dangers. You guys are too smiley and how can I say? You guys are too friendly.
Yeah.
They let their guard down.
Yeah, you can't let your guard down. Don't let anyone intimidate your guys. So if you guys don't like be like how can I say this a dumb face like to everyone, you're not gonna be robbed. Like maintain your posture and be respectful. You're not gonna be robbed.
Okay.
And about fat women, this is very true. Yeah, Brazil,
I like their fat butt.
in Brazil, you have like a large obese people, but you don't see that obese people like in small countries, in small cities. So if you go like to a small city, you're not gonna see like fat people. You're only gonna see fat people in big cities. Not like there's something wrong with being fat or etc.
Yeah.
But like if you're not your type, go to a small city. It's better.
Do you know what's funny? So I spent 7 months in Brazil, and so I have these Brazil takes, and I get white women are so mad at me for all my Brazil takes. I have so many white women who are like, "You're racist, you're racist, you're racist," and then my Brazilian fans are all like, "Yeah, that's true. They're fat women." Like, it's
yeah. They're like this.
My problem
They
with
have
Brazil and my concern with it is that a buddy of mine went there and some guy tried to hold him up and rob him, and he didn't have anything on him. He'd left everything back at his hotel, and the guy stabbed him for wasting his time.
Whoa.
It's happens.
The guy's like, "You're wasting my time. You don't have anything for me at all," and he stabbed him because of it.
Well,
You should at least carry something to give to
I didn't
us.
mean to bring up this terrible subject about being robbed all over the world. I just asked one question about Rio because my friend told me, I want to go there. He's from there. He has a dual citizenship. He speaks Portuguese, and he said, he can afford the trip too. He said, "Look, it's just unless you stay right near the hotels, you're probably going to get robbed." That's what he told me. So I really am more interested about the women. Are the women really worth taking the risk of being robbed? Okay.
Brazilian women are convinced that they're the hottest women on planet Earth, and
it's true.
They're not. They're not. They're not as hot as they think they
the
are.
other part of that is do they go for the age gap type of dynamic that they do over in Southeast Asia a lot? If Brazilian women think they're the hottest shit around, are they going to go for a 70-year-old guy?
They will
if you have money, they might.
because they want the money. Yeah.
They want the money.
Look, I mean, I look the easiest way to disabuse yourself of the idea of how great Brazilian women are is to talk to a Brazilian man. I've never met anybody who hated Brazilian women as much as the men in Brazil.
You're a cool guy, man. You're really cool.
If you guys are too looking to the wrong beaches too, like you said, don't go to Copacabana. If you want to go to the nice beach and you don't want to be robbed, like I'm in my beach house right now, and here is so safe that like you can walk like not worry about anything because you're not gonna be robbed.
I believe you.
Onde
So
você vive in Brazil?
what?
Where do you live in Brazil?
I'm right now in Arraial do Cabo.
Onde você mora? Sorry, I learned. So I initially was studying Spanish, and then I switched to Portuguese for 6 months, and then I switched back to Spanish when I met my wife, who's Venezuelan, and so I can understand Portuguese kind of, but I always forget which words are different between Portuguese and in Spanish, so I apologize. So where'd you say you lived?
No problem. I'm right now in Arraial do Cabo.
Isle do Cabo. Where's that?
It's next to Cabo Frio, next to I forgot. It's a beach area. It's a beach area, but here it's very safety. And
Cabo Frio sounds like a terrible base.
Someday,
Well, why would you go to a place called Cabo Cold? Wait, here, I was making a bad joke. Oh, so you're right next to Hio.
Yeah. Here's way safety.
I spent 2 months in Vitoria. Have you been there?
Yeah. Espírito Santo, right?
Yeah, Espírito Santo. I was on a tour. So this is after I spent like 3 months in Hio, and like I realized I had never been to any of the famous places. So I was like, okay, let me just like do a tour. And I told the tour guy, I was like, I'm going to Victoria on Saturday. And he was just like, why? Why would you go to Victoria? That's such a waste of time. And I was just like, I don't know. It looked cool. And then I went there. I love Victoria. I think Victoria is like Hio, but without any of the drama. It's Hio without any of the, the scammers, the thieves, or anything like that.
Craziness, yeah.
It's just
You're
a
gonna
nice,
find a
beautiful
lot of
beach town.
scammers in Copacabana and etc. Like, especially in the new year, in the Carnaval, etc. Don't, if you want to go to Brazil and go like to the famous places, don't go in like in the main festive areas, like festive times. I don't know how to say this in English. Sorry.
Can I ask you this? Because so I made a video about this, and everyone gets pissed at me about this, but I want a Brazilian on the record for this, and I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me. I said that people should not go to Rio de Janeiro for Carnival. That it's filled with scammers and filled with tourists. Am I right about that?
Yeah, you're right. 100% right about that. And especially for tourists. Like, I was talking to a guy in the beach. He was selling like I think churros. I don't know how to say this in English, but he was selling like food and etc. And I asked him how many he was charging for tourists and etc. And he was charging like 30 reais, 13 more than normal prices. So it's an absurd. So if you guys get in here, don't act like you don't know the prices. Like you may not know the price, but act like you know the price. Like, oh no, I know this is not 30. No, you make it the real prices. So you're gonna make the real prices.
Yeah.
So because
we get taxed all over the world.
Yeah, no, because you guys' currency is worth a lot. So many people are gonna try to take advantage of this. So it's better be careful.
If you guys don't know, 30 reais is about $6. So you're spending, typically it's $3 for a churro, but they're charging you $6 for a churro, which is basically like a street hot dog, kind of.
Right. I don't even like churros, so that's no big deal. So I think you're right. I think that Rio is probably not a good idea, but you're having your trip in Cartagena. It is with your friends, your police officer, ex-cop, or whatever. That sounds more interesting to me, because if you have a couple of guys and they let you do what you want, but you still travel, you're not alone, you're with a couple of people, then you just feel safe, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's.
I'm not like an old crippled guy in a wheelchair. I'm still a young man. I'm just happen to be 70 and retired, and I'm ready to travel.
Go for it, man.
People really
it's a lot shorter of a flight too.
Sorry, one at a time.
It's a lot shorter of a flight as well.
Cartagena, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that. How long is it to fly to Colombia from, let's say, San Francisco versus Thailand? Thailand's like 17 hours. It's like
Thailand,
double.
you're spending.
Go ahead.
I always tell my friends when they go to Thailand, you're going to lose 2 days on either way of the trip. A day plus on just getting there and a day recovering.
So on the way back, though, you basically save that day. But I completely agree. I mean, the funny thing, though, is that Rio de Janeiro is like 15 hours also. Like, people think Rio de Janeiro is very close because it's like on the same side of the globe. But like, it's all the way south.
Right.
And then like you typically you typically have to take a connecting flight. So you're looking at like a 14, 15 hour flight. The fastest you can get there is 10 hours.
And you usually arrive in São Paulo too. You don't have like a connection directly from Rio. You usually arrive to São Paulo, then to Rio.
Quick.
So how long will it take to get How long to get to let's say from San Francisco to Cartagena, Colombia?
I'm guessing
would that
it'll
take?
be about
It's closer.
It'll be about 6 hours, but I can give you the exact amount of time right now. Where do you live in San Francisco?
Just north of San Francisco in Marin County.
Oh, nice. I lived in SF for 3 years. I was
dude.
in North Beach. Here, let's
Nice.
get you the exact answer right now. So San Francisco to it's 1,300 bolivars. So that's about $200. And it's
That's it.
yeah, and it's 11 hours on JetBlue. But it's about $150 each way.
Jesus, that's nothing. I thought it was like.
And the flights to Thailand, you're going to be spending 2 or 3 times as much money. As
At
well.
least I thought. I mean, I saw some for 500, but I thought it was like 1,200 each way to Thailand.
Uh,
I don't know.
When I would fly out of Vancouver, it would usually be about $700 each way, $700, $800.
Okay, so I'm thinking round trip. Okay.
by the way, guys, I'm going to put the Discord link. Apparently, the Discord link always expires, so I apologize for that. For some reason, I can't create an invite link that is constantly true. But I'm gonna put. Oh, okay. For some reason, I can't.
TikTok pulls some weird shit. Sometimes they have these bots that control and look for keywords, and you guys know this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Here I'm gonna put
It is
in.
weird. You can say anything on Instagram or Discord or Telegram, but not on TikTok.
To be honest, that's one of the reasons why.
Well, that's going to change on Discord soon with them going public.
Oh, really?
Oh. When's that?
They filed for their IPO very recently.
Okay, I thought the one guy who owned Discord was in prison somewhere in Eastern Europe. Did he get out?
Oh no, that's
I have no idea on that.
that was Telegram.
Sorry
No?
about
They filed
Never
their
mind.
docs.
That's a long story.
How do you make
So
money?
what about? There was one other place I was going to ask about, and that was. Hold on, I'll think of it.
Yeah, here I'm gonna update my Discord
Could
link
I-
right now so that people.
Yeah, please send a link.
I've-
I'll click it.
I have to update it
Can I
every
say
single day.
something else?
Yeah, go for
Sure.
it, man.
About he was saying something about if you want to find a wife, you go to an Asia country, etc. Especially if you're in a small city like in Asia, it's very good. But if you came to Brazil and trying to find a wife in a small city, I don't know, you can I don't know, any small city. The girls from a small city here in Brazil, they're they think they're the last girl on earth. So you gotta be careful with that girls. So if you wanna find a nice wife in Brazil, I suggest just look in the city, but not in the big city. Understand?
Well, yeah, I can understand. I'm not looking for a wife. That's the last thing I'm looking for. But thank you, sir. That's
Smart
good
men
advice.
don't get married.
There's a lot of guys that go to Latin America for that. I think Asia is a better place if you're looking for a wife. Vietnam.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just thought of it. Before I forget, Russia. Some of these reels I see out of Russia, these women are so, they're kind of like, white, Colombians. They're
super
so,
materialistic too, probably worse than Colombian.
oh, not
Yeah.
again. I'm not surprised.
No,
Yeah.
way worse. It's 10 times worse because they already know about everything. Like many Colombians, they very ignorant about many things, but the Russians, they do know and they like expensive.
Yeah, I was
also
in
find Russian
Austria.
women to be very cold.
Really?
I'm Polish.
Okay.
And I'm Polish, and that's why I married a Latina. There's a reason why I didn't marry a Polish woman. It's because Polish women and Eastern European women are very materialistic and they're very cold. It's a funny cultural dynamic. My wife is convinced that my mom hates her, because my mom just is not very emotive. And I'm like, that's just how my mom is. You know what I mean? My mom loves my wife, by the way, but I'm just like, she doesn't smile. She's not going to text you, be like, hey, we're so happy to have you as part of the family. That's not what Polish women do. But Latina moms do that constantly. Like my my suegra is constantly like texting me paragraphs like, oh, you and my daughter are like destined, like Polish moms don't do that. So
No, and they do
okay.
that even with the people that they don't know. They it's just part of the culture. If you're in Colombia, they're gonna be like saying hi to you, smiling, just because it's part of the culture. It's just manners. But when they don't receive that, they perceive it as people being like not polite. Like when people don't say good, like the smile, good morning, good night.
Common
like,
courtesy, common courtesy, right?
common courtesy.
Yeah, I understand. So here's my last question for you. You married a Venezuelan girl. You are a lucky man because from what I see, they're very beautiful women. It's just, here's the question. What's going on in Venezuela right now? I want to get out of America and get away from this crap. And then now they're attacking Venezuela. Does that bother you, sir? Does that bother your wife? Or how do you feel about that?
My wife loves it. The funny thing about the Venezuelan thing is that like a lot of Americans are upset about it, and every single Venezuelan I know, and I know a lot of them, every single one,
as fuck.
They love it. Yeah, they're dancing in the streets.
Yeah, from what I've seen, if they've left Venezuela, they're happy about it. If they are still in Venezuela, they're uneasy because they just don't know about what's going to happen.
No, even the people who are in Venezuela love it. Trust me. I know a lot of Venezuelans in Venezuela. The reason why they're not out celebrating is because they're afraid that they'll get killed. Yeah, exactly. So
there's a law about that. Like that is a public disorder. I don't know. There's a law that they have. The military can just kill you if you go outside. And I was just talking to a Venezuelan friend.
Maduro may be gone right now, but everybody else that was surrounding him is still there and still in power. So
yeah,
right.
So the hope for Venezuela will be that we'll slowly force them to to transfer back to democracy. Hugo Chavez amended the Constitution back in 1999 to basically get rid of democracy. But I think that what Trump is doing is actually really smart because in 2003, we literally, we invaded Iraq and then we like kicked all of Saddam's people out of office. And then what happened? They all started a civil war, but then B, nobody was occupying any of the posts in government, right? So I think it's a smart decision.
Also, the extremists take over.
Yeah,
corruption, right?
Huge amount of corruption.
Yeah.
So basically, what he's doing is he's like, hey, we're gonna do this slowly, but hopefully there's a transfer of democracy in the next like 2 or 3 years, and then Venezuela can hopefully be free one day. But
what Trump is doing is great. I don't.
Okay, well, that's good. I want what's best for the Venezuelan people. It's just as far as an American goes, if they went there, they wouldn't be like mad at you or something because of what happened, right? They would like you.
No,
they love American people over there.
Okay, they do in Thailand too. Okay, right? They like Americans, right?
I mean, I think everyone in the world likes Americans, to be honest. And the only people who don't like Americans are rich, liberal American women and like French people and Swiss people. Those are the people who really don't like Americans.
Okay, I got that one. Yeah,
French people hate American people.
Yeah,
I don't think French like anyone. Like
I don't think they do either.
Yeah. So like, and
nobody has enough class to be in their style or whatever.
And French, don't talk to me.
And one of the reasons why people have this historic idea that like foreigners hate Americans is because the only people who used to travel were those rich liberal women going to France. Like that was the only traveling that was happening. So there was this notion that like foreigners hate America. But like in Brazil, like I even had, like I was in Victoria and I was talking to a lot of people who like hated Donald Trump, hated the American government. And they were like, fuck America. And I was like, well, I'm American. They're like, no, we love Americans. We just don't like the American government or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, even the people who scream on the street, fuck America, love Americans. They just, it's like a slogan, even for those people. So
it's the same idea with like China. Most people don't have a problem with Chinese people. They just don't like the government.
Exactly.
No, but I know from China are very nice. They're very polite and they're just nice people. The ones I've met.
To be honest, like most of people in Brazil, like that say like fuck Trump and etc. They don't have any idea of what they're talking about. Because they don't have like any idea of politicians, even in Brazil. So they don't gonna have any idea what is going on.
Well, that seems to be left these days anyways.
I have a general policy for myself that I I learned this while I was traveling. Is like I don't comment on any other country's politics, generally speaking. And the reason
No,
why is
Of course
because
not.
like I would talk to people in like other countries. I don't want to name the countries because I don't want to like specifically attack anybody, but like literally every country I've talked to them about American politics, and they just wouldn't understand basic concepts about America, but have very strong opinions about
Yeah.
American government. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
wow, this is what I sound like when I'm talking about Brazil. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I hate
And it can be
Bolsonaro.
dangerous to talk about other countries' politics in their countries.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's not what I'm talking about. I was talking about how the people, like especially the women in Venezuela, think about Americans.
They
You know,
love 'em.
Hey, they like you, or no, they don't like you. I mean, that's all.
yeah,
They do like you, right?
they love Americans.
Okay, that sounds great.
I mean, also there's cities that they don't love Americans. It depends on the cities because, for instance, Mexico City now they hate Americans right now.
Yeah,
For
Yeah,
instance,
well, that's
Medellin
too big.
right now is becoming that. It's just feeling like people is just feeling some sort of resentment with the Americans that are staying there.
and that's why I tell
For
people.
Medellin, is that they're not a fan
Yeah, because
of
they're not in. There's not they,
Americans or Western tourists?
like it's specifically like Americans because most of the travelers that are staying there
Are Americans, yeah.
specifically.
And I just want to say something. So somebody called me out on this earlier. So there was a guy on this chat earlier. I don't know if he's still here, but I don't want to like go into the whole thing when he was still on here. But like, there's a guy here who was talking about Medellin and called it Medellin. And the reason why I called him out
Yeah.
on it is because there's so many Americans who will go to Medellin and so clearly not talk to a single Colombian, like a single actual Colombian. Everyone who they talk to are gringos. And the easiest way to tell that is if they come back and they call it Medellin. Because if you go to Medellin and you actually talk to Colombians, you're going to start calling it Medellin in a second because all of them call it Medellin, right? So that's kind of why I did that. I think I think if you travel to another country, you should hang out with locals, except for like
Yeah,
Thailand.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Because I was gonna
See, I think part of that as well is that like in
example
Canada,
for
when
me-
we do Spanish lessons at school, we're taught that double L is a Y sound, period, and so you don't get that exposure unless you actually go there and
Okay,
That's
so
the
it'd be
local
like going to San Francisco and then calling it Frisco. People
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there used to live there. You don't call San Francisco Frisco. People are insulted by that. I mean, they just think that you're just not. You don't get it.
It's one of those very quick dog whistles. You know, there's that
Yeah.
meme from Glorious Bastards where the guy asked for 3 drinks, but like in Germany they ask for 3 this way. And so it's a very easy way to tell, like, is this person actually German or not? Is if they use this or this. And a very easy way to tell if someone
Right.
has been to Medellin and actually hung out with locals is if they call it Medellin or Medellin.
Right.
Because as Tantra said,
Okay.
in Spanish, everywhere else in Spanish, the double L is a ya, right? It is. But in Medellin specifically, in that specific Paisa accent, it's Medellin. And so everyone calls it Medellin and Medellin. And so, the people who come, like I've literally talked to people who spent like 4 months in Medellin and will call it Medellin. And I'm like, bro, did you literally only hang out with white people there? Did you
You're
not even
funny. I
hang
bet
out with
you're right.
girls?
People-
Like,
The locals must laugh at it behind their back. You don't even know how to say it. They probably won't let them know, but you called them out on it, probably just to help all of us, right?
yeah, 100%.
Thanks.
Pronounce the places correctly.
Thank
But
you.
someone says is Ukraine gonna be nice soon. I don't think so. I think with Ukraine, I'm really sad about Ukraine. I think that what's gonna happen is there's a huge. I am generally speaking, I hate war as a general principle.
Yes.
And I think that what's happening right now is that half the population is gonna be dead or is gonna leave the country, and then the entire country is gonna be carved up by like Western companies, and then it's gonna be flooded with people from Bangladesh to do jobs. And so I think it's really sad.
I have
see you
there
later,
is going to be a
Danielle.
huge surplus of lonely single women.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Those are the guys that are dead already.
They're dead. All the men are dying in
don't
war.
say it is a plus. Yeah, the people are dying in war. Like, don't say it's a plus.
I mean,
There's gonna be like
it was
3
an
girls and a guy.
observation.
You know what? I'll allow
I
it.
have
It's kind of sad.
I'm making
I
an
have a
executive
Ukrainian
decision. I allow it.
For the men that die, is sad. I guess.
Yeah.
War is no good, my friend. It never leads to anything except death. And I agree that the war shouldn't be, if we could find any way to stop it, but it's all about greed and power and distraction and just not nonsense, nothing positive. We should be curing cancer, right?
Someone said
on Ukraine.
someone said going to London tomorrow, and then Mr. Carrier said cancel your trip. I really
bring your wallet to London, right?
I really like this. I think people. I don't think I need to do these lives anymore. Like I think I can just like deputize some people who've just watched all my lives and know my responses, because that's exactly what I would say. Cancel it.
Where should I go in Morocco? Your thoughts on Morocco?
Yeah, dude. So Morocco, the place you should go is Marrakesh. I actually have a video on my YouTube. So I know somebody who's been to Marrakesh like 10 times. He's kind of like my Marrakesh expert. And him and I did a video together where he just like lays out everything of where you should go in Marrakesh. So I recommend watching that. But like in short, what I recommend doing is if you're gonna go there for like a week or a month, I recommend staying in the Medina for like 1 or 2 days just to get like fully immersed in it. And then after that, get an Airbnb in this area called Gueliz, Gueliz. It's like a 20-minute walk from Medina. And it's nice because it's far enough away from the Medina that like you're not going to walk out of your apartment and get harassed, and stuff, right? It's a nice residential area, but it's close enough that if you want to do the Morocco stuff, it's just a short walk away to do it. So that's where I recommend staying.
So what's your? I'm looking on YouTube for your channel.
He cut out for a second. Well, what's up, Italo Babo?
It's just Passport Paulie on YouTube.
Yeah. So if you guys look at my if you go to my profile page, there's a link in the bio, like a link tree, and just click on that, and then you'll go to the YouTube and be able to go there. But you can also search Passport Paulie.
I want to thank Paulie. Every time a video of yours pop up on my TikTok, I'm amazed at how much you know about the people there. Like you always say the exactly stuff. Like how this guy knows so much about Brazilian people? Like, what the fuck is doing? Who is his connection? Is a spy or something?
I really
like he's a local.
I really appreciate that, man, because because what happens is I'll post some videos about Brazil, and then I'll get a bunch of like negative comments, and then I'm like wait a second, I've spent 7 months in Brazil. Like, I feel like I know the country pretty well. And then I'll have a flood of Brazilian people like you who are like, and by the way, I can tell by your accent that you're definitely Brazilian. They're like, no, Paul's completely right about this. I'm like, okay, cool. I feel vindicated. Yeah, but
if they are mad about you, you're right. Like, Brazilians are not gonna be like polite with you in your videos unless you're like how can I say this, sucking their balls, like, oh no, Brazil is the best, Brazil is the best, oh no, Brazil is the best, oh no, but Brazil is like kind of crap sometimes. So
yeah, I mean, like the thing about my videos, man, is I try to be fair. You know what I mean? Like, I think that
you got a lot of videos on your channel, dude. A lot of videos. I didn't even know that.
I try to, like, I think fundamentally when it comes to traveling, when it comes to choosing where you want to live, it's about give and take. Every place has its pros, every place has their cons. And what you want to do is you want to look for places that the pros are very important to you and you don't really care about their cons that much, right? And so, because every place has their pros and cons, I try to be honest about what those are. And like Brazil, I love Brazil. Again, I spent 7 months there. I have a ton of Brazilian friends, but there are cons to Brazil like there are any other place, right? So, we just got to be honest about those. But yeah, man, I do love Brazil. I do want to go back soon. But they just had this new rule about visas for Americans, which sucks.
It's because of Trump and the government from here, because like the government from here is like 100% communist, so they're like actually mad about the U.S. government because the U.S. government is trying to do something to stop this.
Because, Lula Silva, I hear so I feel like I'm gonna be stepping over a little bit. I'm trying not to be offensive here, but like Lula Silva has his idea.
100% offensive.
But Lula Silva has his idea where so the reason why Americans need visas now is because Lula Silva's policy for visas is reciprocity, where he basically says, whatever rules you give us, we'll give you. And I'm like,
Right.
the thing is, though, that like countries aren't equal like that. You know what I mean? And like, I'm sorry, but like, it does make sense that a Brazilian needs a visa to go to America and an American doesn't need a visa to go to Brazil. Like that does make sense because yes, there are a lot of wealthy Brazilians, there are a lot of great Brazilians, but there are also, a lot of criminals as well, right? And if we had an open border, bad stuff would happen, right? And so I think that,
Probably.
he got his panties up in a bunch about that. He's not able to run for re-election, right? So hopefully the next person changes that rule because I think it's a really dumb rule.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just trying not to talk about that guy anymore. All I do is get upset. But I was going to say, down there in Brazil, I mean, is it because of the poverty? There's so much poverty, and there's just a very small amount of. There is no middle class. It's just rich people, and then just total poverty.
No.
I'm middle class, for example.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's just
Good.
I have a beach house and it's set. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a.
In
Good for
the
you.
north, there's a lot of poverty, which is kind of the issue. So like in places like Fortaleza, Sao Luis, those types of areas, obviously like Salvador has a lot of poverty. So, but yeah, no, I mean, Brazil has a lot of like middle class areas, especially in like Parana, Rio do Sul, those areas as well. I'm correct about that, right?
Well,
Right,
I'm just
Cactus?
thinking that poverty is probably the main cause of the crime. That's just if you stay away from the crime areas, then I mean, do poverty and crime like a cause and effect type of thing, right?
I mean, I as we kind of mentioned, right? Like, and then this is something you get disabused of when you travel. People will be like, "Oh, there's crime because of poverty." It's like, okay, well then why is Thailand so safe? Why is Vietnam so safe?
Right.
Why is
Right.
South Korea has a lot of poverty?
Why
It's a
is
very safe
Southeast
place.
Asian countries in general more safe than Latin American countries?
I don't know. That's
The
what I'm
poverty
asking
exists in both
So
places. I mean,
it came as
Philippines
his
is one of the
question.
most poor countries
Good
around
question.
for rural living,
That-
and
that's
there
a
is a lot
question.
of crime there, but it's still
This
not as
question
unsafe
is
as
answered
in Latin
about the
America.
culture that is being the culture that is being spread. Like the music here in Brazil. Like you're not gonna see like I don't know Tom Robinho or bossa nova playing the beach, etc. You're gonna hear funk or bad rap music. So this type of music influence a lot the young people, the young generation. So they like. I have a friend right now who just went to jail because he was robbing someone. So and he is not poor at all. So you see the music affects a
subculture.
lot of people here in Brazil. Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't mean to
It's
generalize.
subculture.
I was just asking. I just, I see all those slums in Rio and it looks terrible. I feel sorry for the people. So I just thought that one might lead to the next. But I think you're right. I think it's just basically a culture thing. It's cool to be a gangster, right?
Yeah, in their mind, yeah.
Okay, I get it.
yeah, I
Hey,
mean,
that's a question that I wanted to ask you about Filipinas. Like, I'm thinking about traveling there in the summer. Like, I'm not sure if you've been there or what are your thoughts on Filipino women?
I
I
don't
lived
really.
there for 2.5 years.
A lot of people love
Oh,
Filipino
you're the
women.
right guy then.
I don't really find Filipino women that attractive, but I'll let Tanthras tell you more about it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, Filipino women. It's very hit or miss with the looks. You'll find a lot of them that look like they got an anvil smashed into their face and they're very flat.
Right.
But then you get some that are. It's the same idea like Paulie was saying with Brazil, where you get that 1% and they just knock you on your ass because you're floored with how beautiful they are.
That's
But
what
again, it's a hit or miss kind of situation.
Hit or miss. I get it.
I saw something like that because I met one Filipina, specifically only one, that was the most beautiful woman I seen. She was even a beauty queen or something like that. I didn't even know that. I discovered that after. And I was like, wow, she's gorgeous. But it's like one girl. It's not across the board. Like maybe like in Colombia, you'll find a lot of attractive women in every corner. Like if you're in Medellin, the problem there is that, as you mentioned, it's Las Vegas. Like you won't find quality of women there. You might find it, But even in the same Colombian women tell me over there, like, you gotta go to the small towns because they not already, their mind hasn't been sexualized. That there's even an article about that, about how like the sexualization on the culture, like meaning that showing up Instagram, all this stuff have polluted like the minds of the people there.
It's all over the world.
Yeah, but
One thing I will say, and actually this is
Okay,
a really good question
hold
for you,
on,
Paulie.
one at a time.
like
Paulie, one
Colombia is
thing
it-
I would say, a good question for you here is
Okay.
in Southeast Asia, one of the things I've noticed, and it's not every woman, but it seems like it, that they're all kind of trained on how to rinse a guy for his wallet, how to know exactly how to dig into your pocket and extract as
They
much
do.
value
You're
from
right.
every guy as they can. How is that culture or that perception in the Latin American countries? Do they feel like every girl gets trained that way from the day she's born?
I mean,
No, I
I
don't think so.
I would say something
I'm-
different about that, which is that about both Southeast Asia and Latin America, which is that a lot of the places that, and this is why I advocate for tier 2 cities, a lot of the places that Americans have been going to for decades, right? You have to realize that Americans are part of the ecosystem, right? And so what happens is that like women from an early age, Americans aren't this like foreign amazing thing. They're like, these old guys that you see on the street picking up prostitutes, right? And so girls from a very young age make a very conscious decision. Do I want to be one of those girls that is making money from those old guys or not? Right. And so all the good girls that don't want to be one of those girls don't interact with American men at all. Right. And the girls that do are only doing it because they want stuff from you, are doing it because they want pay for play, a sugar daddy relationship, a green card, a baby, or to rob you. It's one of those 5 things, right? And so
so accurate.
and
Talk like a local for real. Because that's exactly what is it.
and so it's not that like Southeast Asian women are trained on how to rinse you. It's that the Southeast Asian women who are interested in interact with the Americans are trained on how to rinse you, right? But the girls who aren't are just not thinking about you. It's the same way in Latin America, right? And that's why I recommend people don't go to a place like Rio de Janeiro or Medellin or whatever, because you have that dynamic. A place like Asuncion or something, like my wife, before we started dating, didn't really give much thought to the idea of dating an American or a European, right? It would be kind of like if you go to Des Moines and you ask someone like, what do you think about dating someone from, Kazakhstan? They'd be like, I've never thought about it, right? Like I could before, I couldn't, who knows, right? And those are the type of women that you want to go to, because you're right, the other girls are trained. Cactus, let me know if you agree with me on that.
Yeah, like when I was in the Philippines, finding girls whose parents had specifically told them since they were young that they should try to find a foreign white guy, both for, because there's the culture there with lighter skin is more beautiful. So find a guy who can put white babies in you and give you lighter skinned children, but also just because of the money, they get taught that from a very young age. And it's like you said, they make that choice early on. Am I interested in a foreign guy or am I not? And if they are, well, then it becomes pull in as much information as you can on how to get a white guy and how to get as much from him as you can before he decides that he's going to move on to the next Filipino. The other big thing in the Philippines is that Filipino men are very much considered to be philanderers and cheaters. So a lot of Filipino women, they look to foreign men to try to get away from that culture of every Filipino guy I date's going to cheat on me.
Right.
But then they bring in that same viewpoint, and so they still try to extract as much from you as they can as quickly as they can.
Well, what they would also add, I think this is an important thing to remember, is that bad girls are really good at picking up guys, right? And what I mean by this is that, like, if a girl is a bad girl, like she treats finding a guy to pay for her bills as a full-time job. She's treating that like a professional athlete, right? She's literally in the gym every morning, working out to get a better body, right? She is watching TikToks, watching reels on Instagram, how to get that guy, right? She is going out on dates every single night, putting those tips into practice, right? And so when you when you as a guy who have never met a Colombiana before are going on a date with her, it's like playing 1-on-1 against Kevin Durant, right? She's going to take advantage of you in that situation. And so I think it's really important to, one, kind of avoid those countries altogether, avoid the specific cities altogether, but two, kind of have your guard up and try to understand what the situation is, right? And I think that if you're in a situation where you're going into it and you're like, I know what's happening, I know, it's one of those 5 things. I've decided, we both made it very clear that this is either pay for play or a sugar daddy relationship. And like, we're both gonna be honest about this, right? Versus situations where like, when the girl is not honest with you about it, that's when you get into the last 3. That's when you get into the green card, the baby, or the robbing, right? And so I think it's important to have a good head about you. I think also the last thing that I'll say is that, like, I'll have guys all the time ask me, like, "Hey, man, like, there's this girl, she's a hooker, but she wants to be good for me," and I'm like, "Bro, do you know how many rap songs? Do you know how many rap songs have been about this? Like, don't save her. She doesn't want to be saved. Don't save her. Like, I can give you so much. Like, no, understand what the relationship is. Go in for that, but don't get feelings for a girl that you shouldn't have feelings for, and have feelings for a girl you should have feelings for." What up?
I mean,
Another big aspect with the Philippines is that both divorce and infidelity are actually illegal there. They are divorce doesn't exist. It's not legal in law. You can get an annulment of a marriage, but it's expensive and it's not guaranteed. And as far as infidelity, you can go to jail for infidelity in the Philippines. So there is a very common scam where men will even encourage their wives to hook up with foreign men to catch them in the act, and then extort them for money. Also, crime of passion murder is legal in the Philippines.
Oh my
God! They catch you in the act, and I'm
crossing it off the list.
And they off you. They can get away with it as a crime of passion through infidelity.
Well, in Latin America, there's a death penalty for infidelity in a lot of countries, but it's enforced by your wife, not by the state. It's a bad joke. Anyway,
shoot you, right? I get
Juan Pepicano, what do we do? What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? How are you doing?
How's it going? What'd you want to say? What's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, very good, very good. Well, if you want to make ask me questions, I'm currently living in Medellin, so.
You said it right, Medellin.
His name's Juan.
Yeah.
Well, still, I'd like to know: is it easy for a man, American, to meet girls, for hookups without being robbed? That's my question. In Medellin.
Yes, definitely. The only thing is that most of the American people, they come down to the same similar places where all the tourists are. So usually you can try to, be in different spots other than the one the tourists are. They're usually in spots where it's easy to be a prey for these kind of women. Because usually people that are local, they never go there. So it's like you will never find someone that lives here going to those regular places.
Someone said I'm dating a girl.
So basically, every guy you see is going to have a lot of cash in his pocket.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Somebody put in the chat. I'm dating a Brazilian that used to be a high-end escort. Is this an issue? I just told you guys, don't date girls that used to be prostitutes. Like, don't do it. Like,
no way.
It's not a good idea.
Can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
Use goods.
Yeah. Like, go find like here's the thing about Latin America that I think is kind of important to that I think is the benefit of Latin America. I think of something called I made a concept called the hoe distribution graph. Which if you think about like a girl, like on a scale of like 1 to 10 of being a hoe and the frequency of those girls, in Latin America, it's kind of like this, where you have a lot of good girls and you have a lot of girls that are like literal prostitutes, right? In America, every girl's in the middle, right? But like in Latin America, you shouldn't marry the girls that are literal prostitutes because you'll literally it's so easy to find. I mean, not so easy, but there's a clear path to finding a good Christian girl who wants to settle down and have a
Yeah.
family. Why would
The
you?
best wife material in
Exactly.
Brazil is in the south. Go to the south if you want to find a Brazilian girlfriend, like wife material. Go to the south, best place ever. Curitiba. Oh my God.
So Dr.
good.
Oz says, what if she was a high-end one? I met her in Dubai. First of all, you should not date anybody that you meet in
Then
Dubai.
she just expects more money.
If she's a high-end expert, she expects way more money. She's going to be very materialistic. She's going to be draining you dry of your money.
Oh, they want thousands. Shit.
And by the way,
Especially in Dubai.
yeah, Dubai's
the worst.
Dubai's the worst. Dubai and Miami and like Las Vegas are the worst places in the world to meet women. You should not marry any girl that you meet in those places. By the way, I'm not even like even if there's a situation, right? Let's say like, you know, your future wife, you and her just happened to be in Miami at the same time, or just happened to be in Las Vegas at the same time. You should not talk to her and marry her based upon your conversation in Las Vegas. You should go back to San Francisco and marry her there. You know what I mean? Like, those are just places that are just not places that people should date in.
Plus, the thing with Dubai is you got to consider if she
Yeah,
was
what
a,
about
if
Dubai?
she was a prostitute in Dubai, how many guys have dropped a deuce on her chest already?
Oh my God,
Man.
thousands.
That's true.
Thousands.
There's nothing new that you can do there.
So
Everything has been done.
So Dr. Oz said, "Damn, thanks for the reality check. I was just thinking of my date, dude. Here's the thing about being a guy, man. Like there's no shame in thinking with your D and like, you know, making one of those bad decisions. I made those bad decisions before. I was literally my first time in Vegas. I went to Sapphire, and this girl was like giving me a lap dance, and she gave me her phone number, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna like have sex with a stripper. Every time I texted her, she was like, come to Sapphire. Oh, I really want to meet you. Come to my job and spend hundreds of dollars on me.
You're a customer. You're not a.
You're a customer.
And I feel like all relationships are transactional. All relationships, even your friends, there's a chain of value. The thing that we gotta think about with women is that they extracting value from us in a certain way. It doesn't matter. It's not like you're the most handsome or you're such a great person. It's not gonna happen. And more when you don't speak like the language of the person and you think that they're gonna just love you because you are like. I think men we're very different than women in that sense. Like we are through huh?
You're right.
It's an exchange of value. You just gotta choose your battles, is what I mean. You're not gonna choose the worst battle like with a stripper or with a girl that you know is bad. You have probably a better chance with a girl that you know that there's a fair exchange of value there.
And the thing that most men need
I got a bar girl story for you guys if you want to hear it.
I just want to say one thing quickly, and then I'll love to hear that story. Someone says you get a bigger discount if you're attractive. I've heard this. I've heard guys tell me this all the time, where they feel like they're getting discounts from hookers for being attractive. Like hookers will charge guys more money for being unattractive, but they're not giving you a discount for being attractive. That doesn't exist. Like that's a lie that they're telling you.
They'll always just try to get as much as they think they can.
It's their job.
Do you know what is the easiest
Men
way?
need to understand, like,
do you know what's the easiest way to tell?
Are loyal to their feelings.
Do you know what's the easiest way to tell if a woman is lying to you, guys? Does anyone know?
How?
If her lips are moving.
Her lips are flapping.
Exactly. If her lips are moving, she's lying to you. You can't, especially prostitutes. And that's one of the reasons why you never marry a girl who used to be an escort, is because she lived her entire life was a lie for like 10, 15 years. Right. So like it's so automatic for her to lie and con men that she can't turn it off. Anyway, sorry, Tanthros.
They're just going to
what's your
use you
story?
no matter what. They're going to use you and not really love you. It's hard to find real love when you're dealing with transactional people from the past. I agree.
Yeah,
you're totally right.
People that have made like too much sex with different people, like these people are like rarely you're gonna find real love in their life.
Right.
So that's what I really think.
I agree.
It's be very difficult for
the
them.
bottom line. But we're not into that. I'm into meeting girls and just having a good time and say goodbye. You know, that's all I'm into.
Tanthros, you got a bar girl story?
Yeah, you get a bar girl story?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So shortly after I got to the Philippines, I moved down to Bohol. and I started frequenting a bar there. And a little while after I started going there and started, talking with the girls and talking with the other patrons, a new girl started at the bar. 18 years old, beautiful, and an incredible smile. The kind of smile that lights up the room and every guy's head turns.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, and she had the typical bar girl story of, I'm just starting out doing this. I had a boyfriend before, my Filipino boyfriend. He broke my heart by cheating on me, and now I need to come and do some work to support my family, yada, 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 yada.
Same old story.
Well, she worked in that bar for about 4 months. And during that 4-month period, she went back home twice to visit her family. But also during that 4-month period, she had, I would say, easily a dozen different guys eating out of the palm of her hand. And, I'll admit I was a little smitten with her at first myself. But I never gave her anything out of my wallet other than what my bill was at the end of every night. That being said, there was a number of guys who they dropped crazy amounts of money on drinks on her, bought her iPhones, bought her jewelry. She had three different phones from three different guys. 3 different phones from 3 different guys.
Oh my
she got
God.
rings, necklaces, bracelets. She got essentially a new wardrobe. She had her rent paid for, all sorts of stuff. And keep in mind, she was only there for 4 months.
Oh my God.
And the thing that did her in the end was that her pregnancy started to show.
I was about to say that, but she probably was poking there like crazy.
3.5, 4 months in, her pregnancy started to show. Turns out she was still with the Filipino boyfriend who knocked her up right from the start. They were never apart in the first place.
Wow.
He encouraged her to go work in the bar. He encouraged her to flirt with the guys. He encouraged her to go on dates with them. He encouraged her to bring in as much money and prizes as she could before her pregnancy would show.
So
she had all these different guys on the hook because she had a pretty smile, a nice figure, and a nice face.
Don't they have birth control there?
In the end,
aren't these girls on birth control?
Philippines birth
children.
controls.
So I have two
No,
I have two quick stories off of that. The first one is I actually had a situation like that where I went out to dinner with this girl, and it was actually in Medellin, and went to this place called El Cielo, which is like the nicest restaurant in Medellin. And we went back to my place. We started fooling around, and she told me that she can only do a BJ because she has a boyfriend. But his policy is basically she likes really nice stuff, and he can't afford it. So he's like, go sleep with Americans for the nice stuff, and then we'll just have a normal relationship. The second thing about that is wait, I forgot. Do you guys know what a stealthitude is? Have you guys heard this term before? I think I made it up, but
No.
You made it up.
so basically, what happens a lot, especially in Brazil, as a gringo, is that you'll match with a girl on Tinder, you'll talk to her. A lot of times you'll have to you go out on a date with her, and then at 2:00 in the morning, she's like, "By the way, I'm a prostitute," right? And it's stealthitution.
After you hook up with her.
Yeah, after you've already paid for dinner, paid for drinks, spend the whole night with her, she's like, if you want to sleep with me, it'd be this amount of money. One thing that happens sometimes with stealthitudes, though, is they don't want to commit to the whole thing. So they'll just, make a date plan with you, and then afterwards be like, by the way, to sleep with me, you need to pay, right? And whenever that happened to me when I was in Brazil, I was just like, okay, but I'm not paying for dinner. You know what I mean? And they'd be like, why not? Why would you pay for dinner? I'm like, look, I'm either paying to sleep with you or I'm paying for dinner. I'm not paying for both. That's ridiculous.
You're a prostitute. What the fuck?
Exactly.
Pay for the dinner? You're a prostitute.
Yeah.
Okay, so since he brought it up, let me ask you, Paulie, quick question.
Just 1 second, just to quickly finish off the bar girl story there,
Oh,
because
of course,
there is
I
one
thought you were
last
done.
little
Sorry.
hitch there. No, one last little hitch there. So remember what I told you guys earlier about how divorce and cheating is illegal in Philippines, right?
Right.
Well,
They'll shoot you.
it turns out that it turns out that these 4 or 5 guys that were all after this one chick, after she ended up leaving the bar and going back home, her and her boyfriend, who technically they're not married, but they were in that basically we are a married situation, they started extorting these guys for money because they were saying that they were essentially luring her into cheating on her established relationship, and that they were going to go to immigration about him. And so these guys essentially were all forced to flee the Philippines or be extorted for money.
Fuck that.
That's hilarious.
Okay,
So,
Paulie.
yeah.
Paulie, I got a good question here. I heard that if you go to to Thailand, that you have to get fitted for a custom condom. Have you heard that before?
No, it's not true.
No, it's not true. Okay.
I've never heard
Well,
that.
in other words, you're supposed to wear a condom all the time. That's just so you don't catch it. These girls are doing 4 or 5 tricks a night, right?
Well, I mean, you should wear a condom whenever you're with a girl.
On a
but, like,
slow night.
you don't need to
On a
like
slow night. He's right.
you don't need to like wear a condom when you're like going to the supermarket or anything. You know.
No. I mean, when you're having sex, put that thing on. Otherwise, I mean,
Yeah.
you don't know who they've been with. These girls are. I'm just asking your opinion. You know, I know you're married.
Anytime that you're paying for it, you should wear a condom.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly. Like, you have no idea where they've been, and they've been to a lot of places. And the irony of it is the girls that will that they'll be okay with you not wearing a condom are the girls who you should especially wear a condom with. You know what I mean? Like,
that from my experiences in life. You're right about that.
yeah.
I never pay for a prostitute, so I don't know much about condom because I never wear a condom. So I just pray to God. So that's it.
They're very uncomfortable. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't like
It's
that.
only out of necessity that you use one. If you need one, you have to use it. Otherwise, you're going to get a big shot in the butt. All right?
Nah, I just pray to God, brother.
That's the Brazilian condom. Just praying to God.
Well,
Um,
I'm just saying, if anybody's ever gotten the clap before, you get that big shot of penicillin, and it's very terrible, and your dick hurts, and it ain't worth it. So wear a condom, right?
I was sleeping with this girl, and it was actually one of the craziest nights of my life. I told my wife about it, which was a bad idea because she brings it up constantly. But I was sleeping with this girl, and it was 4 hours long, me and her. And she kept on trying to take my condom off, and I was like, "Nah, I'm keeping this on. I'm keeping this on."
Yeah.
The fact that you want me to
Yeah.
take it off is every reason why
Yeah, well,
I'm keeping it on.
Versus.
You're trying to get that
Hi,
sperm.
Poppy, you don't need to pull out.
Yeah. It's like, no, I'm keeping this on and pulling out and then putting hot sauce in it afterwards.
Go straight shower up and clean and wash really good, really good.
Did you guys ever hear that story?
Papi, a green card.
This
happened.
this girl took a condom, like Drake's used condom, and put like the sperm in her vagina. And then, but he always puts hot sauce in his condom because hot sauce is a spermicide. And she got like burned and she had to go to the hospital. And she sued him for that.
It depends on the hot sauce. You're better off using rubbing alcohol.
She sued him? I
Yeah,
didn't
she
know about
sued
the
him.
story. This is crazy.
Okay, so I have a story. My friend married a girl from the Philippines, sent her letters, put an ad in the paper, got a Filipino wife, and he only had anal sex with her. And what he told me she did was got that shit out of her butt and put it in her pussy, got pregnant. And he was going to divorce her and send her back. And she was crying and crying and crying. She said that her parents told her to do that. Isn't that crazy? I'm not kidding you.
That is crazy.
I wouldn't doubt it in the least. Like I
It's
said, a lot
happened.
of Filipino
I swear to
parents will
God,
train
he
their
has a
daughters
kid.
to go
Yes.
after foreign guys.
And make sure you get him pregnant. She had to get pregnant, and he only did anal sex. That's a true story. And I was like, I told him, and it's like you guys are thinking, listen, dude, that's gross. I don't want to hear about it. And you know what? It's like that's what they'll do, right?
That's what they'll do. Well,
I was dating a
That's what
Filipino
they
for
gotta-
15 months. And,
That's what they'll do.
She was trying to. Her parents kept telling her to baby trap me and trying to try to have a kid with me.
Yeah,
Thing
get
is,
her
I'm
pregnant.
snipped, so it was never going to happen.
Oh, you didn't tell her that, did you?
I told her I don't think I can have kids.
Well, I wouldn't tell him. You're going to try harder that way to get that shit out of there. Come on.
I just said I don't know if I can. I don't think I can. So if you're okay with that, then we're fine. If you're not okay with that, you need to find another guy. She says, "Oh, okay, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it." And I said, "Okay, well." I gave her as much warning as needed to be then, and her parents can keep trying to tell her to get pregnant. It's not going to happen.
Paul, you have the
Question
best
for you guys.
podcast. I just want to tell you, Paul, you have the You have the best podcast I've ever seen. Okay.
I have a
This is
question
fun.
for you guys. Like,
Okay, go ahead.
Why you guys are trying to find a girlfriend out of US? Like, because sometimes I get like enough from
Western women
girls
suck.
You
here.
don't want to know. The American girls are terrible. All they care about is how much money you have in the bank and what you'll buy
Really?
them. You're all
Sounds like
the same.
Colombian women.
Yeah.
So you guys
that's
don't
what I'm
recommend
afraid.
them to find a.
I think
You
the
guys
problem
don't
with
recommend me
American
to
women
try
is that
to
they
find a
think they're
US girl?
men. I think the U.S. women think they're men. Like that's the thing. They want to be like men, exactly like men. And the thing is that we're different. They just want
They
to be
are
like
different.
men. They want to hook
But
up
this
like
is-
men. They want to like everything like men. And equality is not like the same as probably economically yes, but like the thing is that they bring it to a whole extreme. I've been dating here. I'm in Texas right now, and the last girl I dated, she was a porn actress. I'm like, what the fuck? She had even like 500,000 followers on Instagram, and I saw her
Wow.
video. That was pretty hot. She sent me those.
But this is in
that-
every
that-
state. This is in
Yeah,
every
like
state of
the-
the US.
No, the thing with here in the U.S. is just like
U.S.
the reason why like American men are running away is because they finding much better quality, better treatment, and more like of a traditional like relationship that they might looking for in other places that they don't find here. Because here I think that the power dynamics in the relationship to the U.S. The women have all the power and the men do not. And then when you go abroad,
It used to be that women only had access to the men around them that they generally grew up with in a small area around it. Now they have access to men all over the world who will tell them and simp for them and and inflate their egos to the point that they don't understand that their value is not equivalent to what they think it actually is.
And also the American women
Very well
cause
said.
a
Very
massive
well said.
disparity in dating.
yeah, but not
Very
only
well
that,
said.
like attractiveness, because I hear like finding a like attractive women. If you find one, she only want to be with a rich guy, somebody that is like a sport guy, whatever. Like attractiveness here, you need to have cash. Like you need to have it everywhere, but here you have to be like
Millionaire.
top notch. But like in Colombia, like in Venezuela, at least I'm gonna talk about Venezuela. You
Okay.
can be an Uber Eats and you can have a hot chick. It's not a big deal. Like I'm Dominican. In Dominican Republic, I can have any big like 10 out of 10, and it's nothing because it's not that you have to have money to have a chick like that. Here,
Really?
it's like you need to have that. You need to be like top to have like you gotta pay for it, basically.
I know.
Yeah,
So
man.
you guys don't
My
recommend me to try to find a US girlfriend.
no.
No, but I heard about the Dominican.
You're not gonna get value back.
The Dominican Republic. It's funny you bring that up. My friend went there and he stayed there. Like he had extended his trip there because he said all he did was fuck all day, and it was like $10 or $20 a girl. Is it really that cheap?
I just want to say one thing quickly. So Dr. Ross says you just need bread and the birds will flock. Simple. That's every country. First of all, you're dating an escort, so let's chill on that. Second of all, a lot of people think that. Like a lot of people who haven't really dated girls in other countries think that dating is the same in every country. I tell you, I've dated in America, I've dated in Latin America, I've dated in Southeast Asia, I've dated in East Asia, I've dated in the Middle East, and I dated in Europe. It is actually different in all those places. Women aren't women in every place. They are very different from place to place. And as we're kind of discussing, right? Women in America, I mean, there's so many different factors. Ring mentioned that, feminism has fried their brain where they want to be like 50-50 on everything. Tanthras has described how, women turn 18 and now the entire world wants to sleep with them. I mean, there's so many different aspects of the dynamic, but basically if you're a man in America, dating absolutely sucks. Even for the best men, it sucks. And, for guys who want to have a nice traditional woman, dude, I look like this. I don't make that much money. My wife is incredibly hot. She cooks for me. She cleans for me. I get sex whenever I want.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about that you get there.
It's literally everything that I want in a relationship.
Here, buddy. Paulie, you know that. You live in San Francisco. You know how materialistic the girls are in the Bay Area. Come on.
100%.
That is one thing I will give Filipinas. You find a good Filipina, she will cook, she will clean, she will suck.
I gotta make you guys jealous a little bit.
Did you find that already right away?
My ex-girlfriend, she's a doctor, and she used to pay me a lot of things. Like, she even buy me a new cell phone. So this
Yes,
here
I
in
have an
Brazil, we
Asian
don't-
one. Asian women also do that from China. I have these ones that are crypto traders, and they just coming at me from all angles, trying to please love me. You're the only thing in my life. I'll give you shit. They have like $2 million on their bank account, and they're doing all this. Have you guys encountered any of these Chinese women?
No, not really. I haven't encountered a lot of Chinese women, to be honest.
All right, me either. They come at me. I don't know where they come from, but they find me.
I don't really go for Chinese women.
Me either.
Canadians don't have a great track record with the Chinese these days.
What about
Canadian.
Colombianas?
What about
Good
Colombianas?
Like the Colombian women.
They're the best.
Most people, when they talk about Colombian women, they're talking about Medellin and Cartagena, which are not places to go find a wife. But if you go to like smaller towns like Pereira, or even like, places on the outskirts of Medellin, like Itagu, like you can find good women in those places.
Yeah, I actually disagree because when I went to Cartagena, there were a lot of like other women from other parts of South America there, like
Why do you think those women?
Venezuelans, Ecuadorians.
Why do you think those women are in
But you're talking
Cartagena?
about Colombian women, not like
Well, I meant like just the women in Colombia. Like they could be from other parts.
But like,
visiting,
why do
maybe.
you think those women
It's a
are
good
in?
question.
Why do you
Good
think those
question.
women are in Cartagena though?
I
What?
make money.
Exactly. So
No, I mean these people were like looking for love and husbands.
they're not looking for
Really?
love. They're not looking for love and husbands in Cartagena, man. Like they might be looking for
Yeah.
husbands. They're not
That's
looking for
the
love.
lie.
They were.
Wait,
Let
I
me
want to
finish.
know. I want to know if you speak Spanish, because if you don't
I
speak Spanish,
don't. I was
you
using
speak
Google.
Spanish?
I was using
Google
Google
Translate.
Translate.
Yeah,
to,
bro.
like,
Like you don't know then. Like I'm sorry, but if you
Yeah,
don't speak Spanish,
You'll
certainly
be
like
played.
that comment. Oh,
yeah.
I'm
that
sorry,
nobody's
bro.
gonna
I
fall
was.
in love with you with Google
I
Translate.
I mean,
I
I had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend when I was there, but I was still like grinding on people.
Oh,
dude,
good.
she's
They really
using
laugh.
you, bro.
They really laugh when
Yeah.
when people like you think that they in love with you, like you know.
I think you think that I was walking and like I'm not talking about the women of the night there. That's not what I'm.
No,
talking
I know that. What I'm saying is those girls are still using you. Que tú no hablas español, una latina no ama, no
they're
te
not
ama.
gonna fall in
They
love.
just like a sexy incel.
You Brad Pitt or who? Like what the heck?
Me
That's
either.
just. I'm just saying my experience. I'm just saying my experience.
It's okay, dude.
Yeah.
Don't worry. They talk like this to everybody.
What's up, El Matrix? Liars Greek Scan.
I love,
What's good for you guys?
Well,
Somebody-
There's a guy
Try
that
to
is a YouTuber that there's a guy here on TikTok that he says how he escaped from the US and he's dating women from all over the world. Like he's in Colombia. I say, oh, these hot Colombian women, look, she's in love with me, just whatever. And then the girl is like, this is a great, in Spanish, like this is a great opportunity. Like, you know, like, and like, what the fuck? He doesn't even know that she just working.
Yeah.
That's terrible. It's like a TV show, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, like that's
Well,
that's
look, you're in
Spanish,
Thailand and
the
your girl
Spanish
never
there
calls
that
you
like
out
I
for
understand
your
who are.
friends. You're just a mark.
You guys make me laugh.
What's up, El Matrix?
What up, Paulie?
How's it going, man? What do you have? Are you marrying an escort? It seems like everyone's doing that nowadays.
Nah, man. I actually got a girlfriend here in LA, man. She's from El Salvador.
Okay.
Nice.
But I still take trips to Colombia by myself. So I'm actually I'm going like last week of this month actually. So
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys really don't like US women, right?
No, we hate them. Paul, you're so lucky you don't have to live in America for a while. You travel. You're a
Yeah.
lucky man.
I've been out of the country for 3 years. I can't imagine living in America again. It seems so terrible. Every person I talk to,
it's the Matrix, man.
yeah. I mean,
It is. They're shooting people now. The ICE stations are shooting civilians. I mean, it's out of control. But anyway, I just want to thank you for what you do for us. You really are a good guy, Paulie. So I want to make sure it's clear to you.
definitely. Thanks everyone for joining. We can keep this
We've
going
got
a little bit
7,000
longer.
people.
What?
7,000 people follow me right are watching.
7,000
You
people
see
have
that?
liked this. We have 1,000 people that have watched this though, which is pretty dope.
Okay, sir.
But yeah,
Just to say something here, I don't think it's that Paulie is lucky or that I'm lucky for doing the same thing. It's intention, it's planning, it's discipline,
plan
it's
it out,
making
you're
the
right.
choice.
Yes.
I'm thinking about doing the same thing. Like I gotta get the fuck out of here. I already live in like 4 or 5 US cities. I live in Colombia for a year, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here because I was just trying Texas here. This shit sucks everywhere, man.
Texas sucks, man. Whoa, I'm in California.
No, California is worse.
Like,
You're probably worse than everybody else, to be honest.
My
In
vision
California.
from US
It
is so
takes time.
different.
What
to-
part of
to get to the point
California?
where you can do it, but you can do it.
I live in Northern California, but Florida here's the worst. Man.
Oh yeah, like how to say I don't know. There's a term for that for Miami girls.
I'm in Los Angeles,
Hoes.
man. This shit's good.
Yeah, LA is a cool city. I used to live in West LA. It's nice there.
where do you live in LA, Matrix?
I stay in South Central, bro.
Okay.
Downtown.
I was
know
in-
where it is.
I was in Echo Park when I was there. I was right next to Dodger Stadium. The Doyers.
Yeah.
Yeah, LA's cooked 100%, man. You gotta people just gotta leave the country, find a remote job, and just get out. There's no reason to live in America. What is funny is so my wife is Venezuelan, and we're talking, and she was like, "So how much money do you get from the government every month?" And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, I have so many Venezuelan friends who live in America and get money from the government every month." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but U.S. citizens don't get money from the government. We're the ones paying the taxes to give you the money. U.S. citizens don't
I
get
get
any money."
Social Security. Remember, I get Social Security and I don't get direct deposited into my bank every month. So I can go anywhere I want. I just got to get rid of my furniture in my car, right? Get a suitcase and just go.
How much is the Social Security there
Brazil
now?
you have?
No. I need to pick a country. That's why I'm here on this watching Paulie.
Come to Brazil, bro. I will help you.
Really? Better if you go to
Yeah.
Filipina, probably speak English, so you don't have the problem with because you can decode easily the culture if you don't have that language barrier, and you can probably not gonna be as exposed as I think. Speaking the language to me is very important. That's why it's I don't know, probably better for you to start with first place.
It makes for a much easier landing.
Sí, pero
Okay,
español
well,
es mucho fácil por
I do
aprender.
speak Spanish. I speak Spanish. It's me habla español.
Yeah, but
I think it's yo.
I know Spanish.
I mean, the thing about these Latin American countries is and you should know that for instance in Chile, Spanish from Chile and Spanish from Mexico is not the same thing.
It's not the same. No, I heard that.
Not the same.
Yeah,
I'm Mexican.
Spanish
Even the
Brazil.
Colombian Spanish is different,
Well,
Brazil
still
is
winning it.
useless.
Chilean
That's why I want to go on your trip, Paulie.
Chilean
Your trip sounds
Spanish
like the best
is
deal.
Chilean Spanish is probably the most difficult one. I can't understand Chilean Spanish at all. But definitely, if you guys want to go on the trip, I'm gonna do a quick promo on it, just because that's what's paying my bills. But if you guys look over here, the Cartagena group trip. If you click on my bio, you go to the link in my bio. It's the Cartagena group trip form. Go fill that out. We have our trip right now that's happening. It's from March 16th to the 22nd. It's 6 days. It's $1,250. You're going to stay in a mansion with 9 other guys. You're going to go on this private yacht. And we basically have the entire week set up for you. All the activities planned, everything booked. You don't have to worry about figuring out what you want to do in Cartagena. You don't have to worry about finding girls. We're going to find the girls for you.
Sausage feast.
Tell them to turn that off.
Yeah,
man.
here, I'll turn it off for a second. And it's literally just, your entire trip's planned for you. If you can't make it March 16th to 22nd, we're going to have more trips in the future. We'll be raising the price to $1,500, $1,600, but we still think it's a great deal. But
It's a great deal.
But yeah,
It's worth it.
if you guys are interested, please fill out the form, link in bio. I'm going to send you a WhatsApp, and we're going to get you guys set up. But anyway, back to the regular schedule programming. Anyone got any thoughts? Gagan requested to join as a guest, and then Gagan dropped out. sausage fest. So
Someone,
okay. I just want to answer this one thing. So
Lion goes to.
someone said it's a sausage fest. Like, don't bring sand to the beach. You're going to the beach. You're going to Cartagena to pick up girls. Like,
Right.
of course, we're not going to have girls staying there. Why would you want to have girls
No.
staying? The whole point of it is to sleep with lots of women from Cartagena. So yeah, it's not
Right.
it's not a sausage fest. It's just, we're not bringing girls on the
I
trip.
want
It's a boys
privacy. I
trip.
want my own room, Paulie, right? I get my own room.
Yeah, exactly.
I think people don't understand the abundance of women that there are there. So it's
Yes.
like you
Yes,
don't
I
have
do.
to come with something secure. It's like it's everywhere. So it's like you don't really need to be like with that like scarcity mentality.
The scarcity mentality is the number one thing that destroys guys. Like, I was talking on my live the other day, guys were talking about like competing over women on the trip. It's like, if you're competing over women, you're in the wrong place. You need to go to places
Right.
where women are competing over you. And then this one guy commented, he was just like, what do you mean? There are no place where women compete over guys. It's that
Yes, there
mentality
is.
that's the reason why you're not getting laid. Anyway,
Yo,
Victor
Just let them stay in America.
Corleone, what's up? Someone
the
joined?
power dynamics. And I think you just said it the best way. Like the power dynamics here are different. Like women hold the power here. When you go to Colombia, like actually you are the one that. I mean, it's not like you're gonna be like an ugly dude, like whatever. But if you got your shit together in some sort of a way, you're probably gonna have abundance there.
Yes, I agree. I can't wait.
What's up, Victor Corleone? Do you have anything to
Hello,
add?
guys. I went to Colombia October 2024, and it was
bad.
fun. I recommend Medellin.
Medellin. He said it right.
No, he said it wrong. It's Medellin.
Medellin. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm still learning.
Yeah, English is my second language, and I'm not good at it, so I'm sorry about it.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Where are you from?
Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico. I live like 2 hours away from Mazatlan, and I go like twice a year to Cabo San Lucas. It's fine too, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
Medellin is like dirt cheap.
I mean, Cabo San Lucas is filled with Americans. That's part of the reason why.
Yes.
I
Rich
really
Americans.
want to go to Mazatlan. I have a friend who told me that I should go there. Do you recommend Mazatlan?
Mazatlan has the longest coast beach, like tourist beach in the whole Mexico, and I like it a little. I like Cabo better, but I love Mazatlan. I went to Cancun too, and it's okay. But Mazatlan is you spend less money there.
Yeah.
It's not expensive. Yeah, Mazatlan is not expensive.
I went to Puerto Vallarta. That was beautiful. Have you been there?
No, I haven't been there.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's like $1 margarita, $1 tacos, beautiful art galleries. It's very nice, very safe too, very friendly people.
Do you know the
It's
stereotype of Puerto Vallarta? It's where all the gay guys go.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, that's a good question. Now we have a new topic, lady boys. So is it like it's getting out of control here in America? All these people I know,
What?
not a lot, but a few people I know are going the tranny route. And I was wondering, in Thailand or other countries, I don't think Colombia has that problem, do they?
They do.
It's just like in Malaysia, they have the lady boys.
It's mostly Thailand, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're
Thailand,
seeing a lot of them in
Philippines,
Colombia and Brazil now too.
There are in Colombia?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know there are in Rio, right?
Yeah. I like girls, so I don't really.
It's a bad subject. I just asked you a question. That's all.
Yeah.
I like girls too. I like girls. I don't like guys. But
I hate trannies.
it's fine if
They're the
you.
worst.
If anybody here
Thailand and the
likes
Philippines
guys,
are the
that's
ladyboy
totally
capitals of
fine.
the
But I
planet.
like girls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Whatever you guys want to
I
do.
mean, some of them you can't tell the difference, right? You really can't tell the difference. They're so pretty.
Well, there's one big
Yeah.
difference.
Well, I know
There
that.
is a big difference.
It is very important difference.
There's one big difference.
Importante.
between the legs.
Yeah.
So you just grab down there and you check it out. Make sure they got no trouble.
Yo,
I
how
think
many
it's nicer
threesomes
if
have
you
you had?
ask.
All right. I think if you ask, they'll tell you the truth because you're going to know either way.
Right.
I mean, in Thailand, they're
Ray,
they're
you have to
very
ask.
in Thailand they're very upfront about it. Like people, there's this like whole meme of people being like tricked by them in Thailand. Thailand is like the
Yeah.
one place in the world where you're not going to be tricked by it. You're much more likely to be tricked by it in the United States or even in South America than you are in Thailand.
Yeah, in Brazil, yeah.
Brazil, I heard, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
In
good.
Brazil,
Okay.
they're not gonna tell you in Brazil, like
As long as they,
In Colombia, they will try to trick you.
it's funny though. Why would, okay, I hate to ask this, but why would a man with a dick want to be a woman? Did you guys have any ideas about that?
Because you make more money.
It's gonna be a long conversation.
I mean,
illness, bro.
I mean, fundamentally, right? And like, I mean, I'm not sure how much we're allowed to say on TikTok, right? But like, if you think about it,
Me
right?
either.
Like,
I just don't understand.
like
I'm
being
sorry.
a guy
Yeah.
in Medellin sucks. Like being a local man from Medellin is terrible because you literally have
Yeah.
all of these guys coming into your city to sleep with women, right? And it's like I told you I literally like slept with a girl who like her boyfriend let her sleep with Americans because he literally had no other option, right? So
Right.
it's so bad that if you're kind of in the 50-50 part of the spectrum, you're like, well, wait a second. If I'm a girl, I can have guys constantly paying for me. I can have guys, doing all this stuff for me. Why wouldn't
You're
like
right.
why would I be a guy working as a janitor when I could be a girl getting taken to a nice dinner every single night?
It makes sense, Paulie. You're right. I think you're right.
They
in
lie
my
about
opinion, I think
age.
This is a mental issue. I don't,
It's a mental issue. Okay. Well,
yeah,
some,
I don't
some,
think it's
some,
there.
some men. I think some men are just envious of women, and they
Yeah.
want the attention, and they want the merit. What else?
Economics.
Yes, it's economics. I
Well,
agree.
that's a good spot as any. I appreciate everyone joining. We've been doing this for like 2.5 hours now, and it's 1:30 in the morning right now. So I'm gonna have to
Oh my God!
hit the hay soon.
Sorry.
But I appreciate everyone joining. I appreciate everybody coming on. I'm doing these lives every day from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern time. So please, everyone, would love for you guys to show up whenever you're available, whatever you want to. If you're interested in the
thanks for
Cartagena
choosing
group
the
trip,
time.
go click on the link
Okay.
in bio.
Yep.
And then one last thing, guys, if you guys could do this, everyone who's on the live right now, I've just been focusing on my TikTok. I haven't been building out my YouTube, my Facebook, my X, or anything like that. And because of that, I have like 50,000 followers on TikTok, but like 50 followers on X. So if you guys have a second, please go to my bio, click on the link in bio, and then follow me on my other socials as well, if you guys have a second. But thanks, everyone, for coming.
Sure,
I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay. Bye,
All
Paulie.
right.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Thanks, all you guys.